Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first Club Top Shot during the NFL season. I'll admit, it feels weird. We started this show as the NFL was winding down, but NFTs, like the NFL, just keep going and going and going. We got lots of fun stuff to talk about tonight, including our social media maven, Clay, got engaged. Let's all wish him a very happy engagement. We've got the Knights of Degen. We got the Purrss. We got WNBA Top Shot, all kinds of good stuff going on right now. Tonight, we do it here on Club Top Shot. Let's get to it. If I can find the intro. Damien, you can retire. Let's call up Steve Kerr right now. Tell him you're done. 3-on-2 game.
Oh, I'm an incredible basketball player. Awful shooter. Awful shooter.
Nasty jumper.
Would he ever gamble on shooting?
Here we go.
Let's see.
We got John lighting up again.
On that note, let me go.
All right.
Club Top Shot going up on a Tuesday.
Love it. My production skills a little rough on that cold open. I need to clear out some of the video clips in here because I'm searching for it and I'm like, am I gonna I don't want to play that. Am I gonna click this? Don't want to be reminded of that. So yeah, we're gonna have to do some housekeeping here. Welcome to Club Top Shot. We got the usuals. We got Mike. We got Jack back from Vegas. Myself as well. We got Andy 8052. We have Clay, who is now locked down. Ladies, I know you turn into the show. You've been sliding into Clay's DMs, the Club Top Shot DMs, trying to, see what you can do. But no. He is accounted for. Clay, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, cheers, guys. Appreciate it. Appreciate the love, appreciate the support. It's just been a little overwhelming tonight, honestly, in the best of ways. And just can't thank everyone enough for the outpouring of support and stuff. It means a lot to me and Stacy. And excited, man. It's saying to you guys pre-show, it's definitely like a little bit of a relief. I'm so excited though, and just quite the ordeal to acquire the ring and pick it up in Delaware of all places, to save a little bit in tax money, which was its own story of an excursion. But we're here. It happened. It went off well, and she's stoked. I'm stoked. So can't ask for a better situation.
Yeah, are you gonna give us our credit for using us as pawns in your grand scheme?
Of course. Yeah, the long story short is I basically told my girlfriend last Wednesday when I had to go pick up the ring.
No, it's now not your girlfriend.
Fiance. Sorry. I'm yeah, you're right. Thank you, Jack. I need that help. That I was meeting up with these guys in the city for Club Top Shot meetings, and it went well. She believed it, which I think is a good thing, but also maybe a little concerning, but it worked out.
They actually made me take a bus up to New York and wear a suit, run around town just to really, fabricate this lie effectively.
That's what I told her. Yeah, it worked out.
All right, what do we have going on, Jack? I am impressed that you made it. I guess I shouldn't be, just because millennials are very plucky and resilient. I came back from Vegas on Saturday night, so I've had some time. But did you just get back like a few hours ago?
Yeah, I got to my apartment at like 7 p.m. Dinner showed up at 8:30. Just showered for the first time since I don't know. And I'm here. I'm ready to go. This is what us millennials do.
I would have phoned out of this one. I would have been Pete Jennings, doing everything I can. Need to rest up tonight, but you're here. Congratulations.
Yeah, we know Vegas is a desert, but no shower? Come on, bro. There's water in Vegas.
No. I just didn't shower when I got home from the game last night. Then I had an early flight, and now we're here.
I respect you. I respect the hustle.
I want to come back to and hear about the game, Jack. Mike, how we doing over there? Looking good in your Club Top Shot hat, your floaty shirt.
Thank you. Doing well. Before we move off of Clay's engagement, can we get the story? How did you do it? Did you practice?
Yeah, there was something about the first Ave. Like, what was going on?
Yeah.
I know the whole story, but I'll give it to
Jack, you want to take it away? Go for it, man. I think I've told you a couple times.
Yeah, Clay's engagement. engagement story.
No, it's good. Yeah, so my fiance and I, we met at work. We've been dating for about 4.5 years, and the first time we ever really hung out outside of work was she was out in the city in like the Lower East Side. I was at a house party in Brooklyn, and she was meeting up with her childhood best friends and this new guy that she was seeing at the time. And she was basically like, if I'm third wheeling, I might text you, come little SOS and save me and give me somebody to hang out with. And I was like, sounds great. So I got a text to, come help her, make her night a little bit more enjoyable from third wheeling. And we closed down the bar, walked out at like 3:30 in the morning, which is very unlike her. She never goes out, but I really respect her game that night. And I was like, would you like to get a cab? Like trying to be a gentleman, get her home. And she's like, why don't I go for a walk for a little bit? And I was like, sure. So we just take off and we get up to, Houston. And so if you're familiar with the Newark area, that's kind of right where the numbering starts on the grid to go uptown. And we were on First Avenue and literally walked 90 blocks up First Avenue the whole night long. Ended at the around Gracie Mansion on the East River up in the 90s, close to like 6 a.m. and watched the sunrise, had our first kiss. And so that was the spot I picked and was able to finesse getting her back over there discreetly enough, just kind of just a casual manner, and brought her back to that spot and popped the question. So felt right, felt good. I was just kind of nervous because you can see it's pretty close to the water, and I've seen too many horror TikToks of people dropping rings on boats and grates and all that kind of stuff. That it definitely scared the shit out of me. And I was shaking a little bit and nervously just like, whatever you do not drop this ring in the East River. But yeah. Also that ends well. And then Pete roasted me with his comment right here. So
I didn't see that. It's unreal.
So good. It's so good.
Oh my god.
The thumbs up made me think of it, and then I realized like even has like the fade going on too. Like
that's legitimately like what's the meme format? It's like, can you believe this kid all grown up now?
Yeah.
And it's like before the sex, after the sex.
Wow.
Too good.
Congratulations, Clay. All kinds of cool stuff going on over here. Andy,
go
ahead, Mike.
So my only update is I was just in Cape Cod, sort of in your neck of the woods. I got back home today. I had a little swing out there. I was in Chatham.
That's literally. Why didn't you hit me up, Mike? What's wrong?
Well, it was a getaway.
I probably actually wasn't there, but.
Yeah,
it was a getaway with the wife. I'm the last man standing now. No, I'm not. Andy and I made that up. I thought I was.
I did actually. I went with Allie today. This is not the same. We went and got these bracelets, and they're like welded onto your wrist. So
what?
It's
what does
like
that
not
mean?
It's like there's no clasp. It's just like
that's
melted on.
I don't like that.
There goes your intramural basketball career. It's over now.
It's like a $100 bracelet. If it gets ripped off, it's fine.
No,
it's like $10 to get it put back on.
Yeah, you got to tape it. You got to.
Andy's trying to see this as this just like massive commitment that represents their commitment to each other. It's like, oh, it's $100. I can rip it off whenever I want.
Yeah, it's totally non-committal.
But I'm refreshed. I'm ready to rock. I was in Cape Cod for like 4 or 5 days. I spent some time on the beach, by the way.
Wow, Mike. What'd
Yep.
you think?
No, I'm actually very sunburned. I think here. Look, you see that?
Okay,
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah.
You look very cleaned up as well. Clean face.
So I got a little out of control because I was away for a few days and it was already kind of thick. So I just took it all off just before the show. I was
nice.
I needed to present better for the community.
Jack, how was the game? Actually, I should say, shout out Underdog Fantasy. Jack continues to try to bankrupt them. The odds booster hit again. I only tail Jack on the odds boosters, and it's been working out pretty well. Jack, you save your hits for the odds boosters, and then I have to work to get money back into Underdog's hands because you spend it all.
Correct. So the odds boost was, if you were living under a rock, 10x off of what would originally be a 6x. It was Lamar over yards, Watkins over receptions, and Derek Carr to throw an interception. With about 4 minutes remaining in the game, we were 0 for 3. Lamar leads a game-winning drive. Ravens kick a field goal. He goes over. Game's over. Whatever. The Raiders score a field goal with 2 passes in the span of 30 seconds. They tie the game. We go to overtime. The Raiders score a touchdown in overtime, but it's ruled back. False start. Derek Carr throws an interception in overtime. Next play, Sammy Watkins gets a catch, and we cashed out. Which, if you remember, the original Jack Specialman was hit on a Chris Paul one-armed fadeaway floater at the end of the shot clock. So I sent a message to Nick and Liz at Team Underdog, and I just wrote, "Holy shit, I'm sorry." But yeah,
that was a fun. I feel like your emotions had to have been conflicted because the Specialman hits, but then the Ravens just with a brutal loss.
But the thing was, when they got the pick and then Watkins got, like, we were driving for the win, the roller coaster of emotions throughout that game. Ravens go up 14-0. They were 98-0 since 2004 when 2004 when leading by 14 points. So nice. Then Raiders make a run, back and forth game. We win the game, but then they come back down. My buddy who flew out to Vegas for the game after the original touchdown overtime left the game thinking it was over, as did many people. Then we got the ball back. Yeah, it was tough. But the stadium was freaking gorgeous. I had the worst seat. Not the worst seat. At these new stadiums.
Shout out Tick Pick.
Yeah. At these stadiums, like, every seat's a good seat. I've sat in high up at other stadiums where it's like you might as well be at home. Like, there's no point in being there. I thought it was a bit quiet, but apparently everyone down low said it was super loud, and I think that's just how sound works. I don't ask.
How does sound really work these days? I mean,
I don't know, but it would make sense that sound would all funnel down to one area, because they were saying that Derek Carr kept trying to quiet the crowd because he couldn't even hear his own play call, and it didn't sound loud to me. And I felt the same way when I was in Seattle. I was like, the fans aren't that loud here. So I'm learning that the higher up you are, maybe the sound. Someone in the chat, let me know how sound works. But the stadium was crazy. They literally pulled out. It was like their own Super Bowl. Lil Jon was in the crowd doing shots. Ice Cube did the halftime show. Bruce Buffer announced the kickoff. Like, they pulled out every card they had. And Raiders fans, big win. Tough loss for the Raiders.
Did you get taunted
heading
out of the stadium?
Loss.
All right, Andy, don't rub it in. You guys lost too, all right?
Listen, I may not have lost.
Football? You're so excited.
Yeah. Mac Jones looked amazing.
He
but
did.
More important than that, I lost a lot of money on Underdog last night on the game. I had a lot of Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
Didn't go well for me.
Oh,
wait,
the best.
Andy, I've seen Andy's slow descent into underdog degeneracy. It started with I'll hop in a best ball draft.
I'm ruined.
Guys. And now, tell me you're just stringing together 8-leg parlays on there.
I literally Thursday, or what was it, Monday during the day, I'm just in calls, completely not paying attention, drafting underdog lineups. And there'd be times where I'd enter a draft and then totally forget about it and be like, oh fuck, I've already drafted 3 out of the 4 players on my team.
Underdog, if you're listening and you want to get even on the Specialman, just make an eat deposit button for Andy, and you can't get even.
Oh yeah.
They have NBA best ball now, which just launched.
I saw that.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna wait till when we get closer to the season. I'm 100% max entering any NBA best ball things that they have.
Pete, what do you think? Do you think he'll do it? Andy, I'm not kidding. It's the biggest grind of your life. Harder than
Jack. I drafted 35 drafts yesterday for Underdog just for the Monday night.
Just for Monday. All right, that's insane.
I refuse to bet against you fucking 25-year-olds and your ability to just find extra time in your day to do things. So yes, I'm not going to bet against Andy on maxing this. Yeah, they are going to have those going off. And I might even, I got to get in the NBA best ball streets, maybe a little randomizer action, a little tournament stuff. I hear zero center is basically the zero RP of basketball there.
It is weird to have football going on around these times, but I think
I do have to say, watching football with my buddies on Sunday and just all sitting on a couch and being going into the 4:00 games and going, hey, let's all do an underdog for the 4:00 games. It is so much more fun than all crafting your lineup and doing that. it's just like it's not even comparable. It's just so much better for that more like social aspect of doing it. I'm really excited. Just like, I mean, I'm not sponsored by Underdog or anything. It's just really fun.
If Andy
really
gets a
enjoy it.
code, I'm nervous.
Dude,
yeah.
Andy could rake with all his NFT bros following him. Also, I want to shout out to Andy's glow up. I believe when he DM'd me way back in January about coming on to talk Topshot, I believe you had like 2,500 Twitter followers. You have fucking 40,000 Twitter followers.
It's
now.
obnoxious. It's
ridiculous.
Pete and I thought we're the content creators, and Andy's the one building a company, and he's the one who's creating content by shit posting, and Pete and I are doing work elsewhere. It's frustrating.
Shit posting is the future. Mike, you're totally muted.
I do like.
He's not though.
I'm like Mike muted. Andy and I used to be neck and neck at like 7,000 or 8,000, and then the world decided Andy's more interesting, and they're right.
I think you're due for another 25 tweet thread, Mike. That's how you boost the numbers.
Man,
I'm surprised you haven't started the newsletter thing.
What newsletter thing?
Okay, you're not ready for the big leagues yet. Stick to your threads.
What is this? Teach me, please.
Mike's like, I'll do anything for followers. A newsletter. I'll start it right now.
Oh, speaking of getting followers, what's the floaty situation, Mike? You know, I gotta say one of the best ways to get followers is to launch a protocol that people can use. I would say it's a huge boon for your followers. How's that going?
We have a big call with our developers tomorrow that'll allow us to hopefully release a reasonably accurate timeline for a beta testing period and hopefully a launch. So I don't want to put a timeline on it now. I'd be disappointed if we were, let's say, if by Halloween people couldn't use it in some capacity.
Ooh.
Okay.
Nice.
So hopefully we're up and running before then. We've got to go through an audit process. So you never know how that's going to go. If anything doesn't go as expected, it could push things back a few weeks. But tomorrow should be a telling meeting for us. So appreciate the question, but not that much to share yet. But we're moving.
Nice.
Speaking of
That's awesome.
moving and shaking here, Johnny Brady brings up some big news from today, a Google and Dapper partnership. Does someone who didn't just read the headline like me want to expand on what's going on here?
So
okay, you go. I was gonna say I read the article. I don't know that much more than just the headline. So take.
Yeah, I was gonna say I read the article quickly. It seems like it's mostly to help with like scaling, essentially, is what I was able to understand. Was it's not like Google's gonna be minting NFTs on Flow. And again, I read this article very quickly before I left to go to dinner, but it seems like they're going to be helping Dapper kind of expand their scaling as they kind of continue to build out Flow and everything. I will say, as much as I love Dapper and Flow and everything, Google has done stuff like this in the past with projects where it has generally been a nothing burger, but typically smaller projects than Dapper and Flow. And so maybe this is a larger thing that is coming. But Google partnered with this one blockchain called Hydra Hashgraph a few years ago. And I would say in general, it's pretty irrelevant to Google at this point. So until we have more explicit information on what that means, I don't know what to take from it. But it seems like the Dapper people and everyone are pretty excited about it. So I'm excited to learn more and kind of see what comes of it.
Yeah, well, one thing that was mentioned in one of the articles is that somehow it's going to be more favorable for developers to use Google Cloud instead of any of the competing services you can kind of set your platform up on. And so I don't know. Yeah, well, I think that they're using Google, but it sounds like Google is going to give them some sort of preferred treatment in some capacity. I don't know how that works, if it's in terms of greater bandwidth or better rates or whatever, where Google is partnering with.
We've had a long, fruitful partnership, me and Google, where I create content for them for free. It's great.
Yeah, so I don't know that much about it, but I mean, it seems like a positive thing that Google would associate their name with Dapper is my key takeaway from it.
Yeah,
it's not badges. It's not badges, but it's a good thing.
Oh my goodness. The other thing going on, why don't Jack and Clay explain why I was in Vegas watching the Thursday night football opener, just a fantastic game, a ton of points, lots of fantasy points going on, and yet I'm on my phone trying to buy a mint pass for a Knights of Degen. I mean, what did you guys do to me? What's going on with this project? What's the deal, guys?
I'm just happy to hear you got yours, because your overzet.eth was going around the Slack group. They were like, he can't get his pass. Who can help him get his pass? I'm like, I'm not with feet right now. He's a grown up. He knows how to add gas to this thing.
That's where owning your own ENS domain goes wrong, where everyone can just be like, this guy's struggling right now.
By the way, how do you link that to your thing?
Look, who's the ETH noob now?
Like the guy who like bought my name sent it to me, so I have it. But how do you have to link
weird
it?
Flex, but okay.
No, do you have to link it? How's it work?
I don't know how it
check
works.
with Dapper's new partner on how to do that.
Well, I use Bing, so I'll
play plunge.
Anyways, yeah, the Knights of Degen, really cool project that Clay and I are both working on. The team is Drew Austin, who a lot of people know. He's big into Zed, obviously runs the venture fund. Jared, he built Thuzio, and then Jared's brother, and amongst others who are way more technical and smarter than me. And then Blake Jameson is doing the art. Blake does incredible art for Tops, among other things. He's big in the NFT community. So I wanted to be on the team. The idea is there's 9,000 degenerates in the world who like sports, who like investing, who like NFTs, who like to hang out. The story is there's these think about a futuristic sports bar in 2085, and it's like a combination of the medieval
2088. We're
2088.
I'm gonna be in the retire. Yeah. You're selling me on a vision where I'm just like in the retirement home on my IV.
60,
no, we're trying to get you retired.
Roadmap, 77-year roadmap.
Right,
no, but that's they're combining all the eras to it, so the art's really cool because of it. But you get a NFT of the night, which will be revealed when they're minted. But then we're doing cool stuff similar to. I'll give them a shout out. I hate to do this because we hate Carlini, but to the Purrs. Similar, there'll be these King's Purse, which is like a fund that's associated with it. And the idea is we're going to get NFTs into the fund. We'll also fractionalize them. Shout out to Andy. And then we're going to drop them in Night Holders' wallet. So a good way of passive income. I had a bet last night. If the Ravens had won, it was going to go in the vault. And then it's similar to Whale Shark as well, where you're trying to build up the vault. And, just different cool stuff where like yesterday in the metadata, everyone had a game they were tied to for week 1. So like one of mine was Chargers, Washington football team, and the highest scoring week 1 got a free mint today or a free night. So like the Lions Niners game got everyone who was holding that NFT got one. So just cool little stuff like that.
What's your official title over there? Head of influencing, Jack?
Oh, I don't have an official title. I think I have a name on
We're still workshopping it.
What's my name on the site, Clay? I think you made
Head
it.
of pumping.
We're about to change it to Sir Ruggleman, but
Sir Ruggleman. Well,
like,
I'm known in Pete's Discord as Jack Ruggleman.
It's Sir Settlebets. That's your official name for us. Sir Settlebets.
Got it.
My favorite thing was you and Davis finally crossing paths in the Discord today in the Club NFT channel. It's just the two guys who with the drive-bys finally found themselves.
He's been spending a lot of time in there, which makes me think his week 1 lineups didn't do so well.
Yeah, week 1. We're on to week 2. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
I thoroughly enjoyed. I shout out Davis though. I thoroughly enjoyed the Gilcast.
Yeah.
So as always.
One more thing before we move on, because I told a bunch of the Knights to come in here and watch the show, but I like that. How do you pronounce that? Geed of Shilling. I don't know what I'm allowed to say. That's why What do you mean head?
It's a typo.
Try
No,
typo. Yeah.
I wasn't sure if that was like some
It does
medieval,
sound like a medieval term.
right? Right.
It does,
Feud
it
of
does.
shilling. Yeah,
Oh.
that's why I thought it was great. But so Clay's here to kind of be my mother of what I can share.
I'm the PR guy.
Yeah, just cut me off. Thursday, we have an art teaser. I don't believe it's a full reveal. We just added something to the Knights Vault. I don't know if we're allowed.
We share. Yeah, we're good. Go ahead. Debut,
I
baby.
love how Clay is Jack's boss now. That's awesome.
No, he's my mother. He's keeping me in line. We bought a Z2 Nakamoto called. Can I reveal the name? He's frozen now. See now it's all up to me. But it's going to be a Knights of Degen. That's the name of the horse. Then we'll breed down from it, add more horses to stable, which is all locked in this vault. And then I don't think I'm allowed to share anything else other than the expectation for mint is in the next few weeks. Oh, that's it, right, Clay? Okay, thank you.
It's perfect, man. You crushed it.
So I assumed when I got my mint pass that was going to give me the rights to getting one knight, but it sounds like I'm hearing that I can get more with one mint pass.
Yeah, you can get.
Yeah.
So there's 2,088 that have been. Well, now after the Lions Niners holders, there's like 22, I believe. So a quarter have been, and then you'll be for everyone you hold, right, Clay? Or is it for each? Mm-hmm. Okay.
No. So if you have each mint pass basically reserves you the right to one Knights of Degen NFT. We're going to give the opportunity for mint pass holders to be able to purchase up to 2 additional Knights of Degen NFTs right around our launch period. We have a 48-hour window for you to do that. And if you miss that 48-hour window, you can still get your Knights of Degen NFT, but it'll just be 1-to-1 as opposed to the ability to purchase an extra 2 to kind of give some love to our early holders and community members. I got one more. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say the idea is that reward the OGs, and also there's going to be a very limited supply for when the actual minting takes place.
Yeah, but we will still have some available for our official drop coming up. But we're pretty stoked with how this is playing out. And yeah, so 2 more things to just throw on real quick here with Jack is everyone who is holding a 49ers Lions winning mint ticket, you should at this point have received your mint ticket. If not, it's coming soon. Those are literally in the process. Go check your OpenSeas. Hopefully that's rolling out. And excited to share, we're going to give away a mint ticket tonight live on stream. Form coming in the chat.
MBL will try to fill out if history is
Hell
any
yeah.
indication.
I will be trying to fill out for my second mint pass because
yes, sir.
There we go.
I just got final sign off from Boss Man that we're good to go here. We can do a giveaway live on stream.
If Andy hasn't bought his, I don't want it. I want him to wait till the mint to try and break the contract. That will be his contribution to the team.
I want Andy to break the contract and then sweep the floor. I was like, I'm not even gonna bother him before.
I will say everything went great with the on the moment stuff. I wanted to talk about that too. I don't know if you guys did that, and I still haven't finished opening all my packs. To be completely honest, it's just like taking a long time. I bought way too many packs.
What do you mean? I've been revealing all.
I have too. You think I'm not revealing all, Jack? I'm looking to see if there's a way to reveal all for all my packs at once. I don't even want to open them anymore.
I was not looking at them at all.
Andy is gonna hire a stable boy just to open his owners club packs.
Yeah, in other words, I'm looking to hire an assistant to open up packs for me.
I bet you could fill
how
that
many packs
role
did you get
immediately.
I bought like 40.
What are you gonna do with them though? Can't you only play 3 lineups?
Oh, I have no idea. I don't know. I just wanted to support them. I thought it was cool. I just kept clicking the buy button.
You can only play 3 lineups, Mike, but you can,
use different wallets, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, I also have like a lot of jokers now.
Right.
And so
that's great.
Yeah. No, I mean, but also like forgot to play week 1, which isn't great for me.
It's okay. They had technical difficulties. All my lineups got auto deleted by their technical
same.
difficulties.
Great.
Yeah.
So I
But, hey,
chose
look,
not to play week 1 because I didn't feel like dealing with it. I just knew.
I'll give a lot of credit to their team, though. I mean, I experiencing this process, kind of firsthand at this point, it definitely gives you a peek behind the curtain. So a lot of kudos to the Own the Moment guys for just how they're handling it. And I think they're doing an admirable job of.
I'm exercising my standing desk, dude.
Yeah, low, baby.
Already got
No, yeah,
shout out
I've been
shout out
very
Underdog.
impressed by their
Standing
product.
before? Were you
was
standing?
I'm standing.
Maybe he was kneeling on his chair. I don't know.
That was okay. All right.
Jack, a question for you. Did you play main event or side hustle with your better players?
I filled out my main event lineups and then my side hustle, and the main event ones got scrapped and my side hustle stayed.
My main event got deleted also, but apparently I think they can, as long as you give them your wallet, they can figure it out. I don't know. It's just not part of the live scoreboard. I don't really know what's going on.
Gotcha.
With that.
It's cool. Like the actual setting it up, everything is cool. Like if the site works, which I know they're gonna get it fixed for week 2, it's a really cool idea. I think the one thing people are bitter about is Opensea not being like going on or whatever, which makes you're now Andy's game theory. That's why you buy the packs. He's got all the good stuff because no one else can really do much.
I wish I had a joke.
If anyone wants to OTC trade some packs, let me know. I got moments. I got teams. I should say I have cities. I got cities running backs.
So Clay, how is this giveaway going to work?
All right. Well, I was going to say I wanted to build up a little more excitement, maybe get a little farther in the show and stuff, but we'll drop the form in the chat here in a second.
Yeah.
But basically,
I just want to get the keys. Yeah.
Yeah. Requirements are, of course, you got to follow the club on Twitter. You got to subscribe to Pete's YouTube. You got to follow Knights of Degen on Twitter and join our Knights of Degen Discord. That's it. 4 steps. You're going to be entered into the contest to win the Mint Pass, which will reserve your right to acquire the Knights of Degen NFT close to our official drop. You will need to pay gas at that time to acquire the Knights of Degen NFT, but pretty awesome chance to get in here as we head towards a pretty awesome official drop here soon.
And let me just whoever wins this, if you do have a public ENS that's kind of recognizable and you do try to penny pinch on gas, they will know. So just be careful with that. You will get doxxed in that regard. I'm still horrified that my ENS was floating around a
Wait, speaking of
Discord.
Public addresses, did you guys hear about the Opensea drama that happened this afternoon?
Yes.
No. Tell us.
It is
very juicy. Very
spicy.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
So basically, someone came out and tweeted like, "Hey, so have you guys ever interacted with Nate from Opensea on Twitter? Nate Chastain."
I once asked him to verify a man's account.
Yeah. So someone, and again, like, no, Opensea has said nothing about whether or not any of this is true. So like, I've only ever had good experiences with Nate. I don't mean to throw him under the bus here, but it seems like he is buying NFTs before they go on the front page of Opensea and then selling them afterwards. And like, there's a pretty, it's all on the blockchain and all the money is like going to this account, buying these things and then going back to his main account afterwards. And so I'll wait till like, it's all just a ton of drama and people like shitposting on Twitter now, making fun of it. But it seems like there might be some, it's not insider trading. It's just, it's not even like
insider trading.
But it's not like, cause it's not like stock information. I would say
it kind of is.
I feel like it is.
It's like immoral in my opinion. It's not like illegal. It's just like, that's not cool. In my opinion.
Wouldn't that be the
I guess
definition
it's
of
illegal in some way.
Wait, wouldn't that be the definition of insider trading? That you have insider information.
You're
that
acting on information that you know before the people. Yeah. That qualifies. Again, don't know anything. I'm just saying, like,
Andy's
at a minimum, it's not good for the brand. I mean, if this is all true and there's allegations and it's all over Twitter for a few days, like it creates an opening for some other people to slide in.
I feel like it doesn't almost. It actually would have a pretty simple solve. Like he gets fired and they say, hey, look how good the blockchain is. It like exposes like, so this stuff will not happen essentially.
So I don't know if this is true. Again, similar disclaimers to Andy, but I saw a few replies saying he's not the only one on the team who's been engaging in such activity.
Ooh.
This is like the same analogy of, when you say it's like trying to pick up dimes in the middle of the highway kind of thing. Like
pennies before steamroller.
But that's the question: were they picking up? It's at the point where if they could make such big returns on NFTs, now they have to calculate, right? Like, are they flipping it for 0.2 ETH? Like, yeah, that's probably stupid. But with the NFT gains that some had, because they probably study how much does a project go up when it's on the front page, and if they made hundreds of that. I mean, Andy, you saw the wallet, I assume. Were they making serious money, or?
It seemed like it was a couple ETH per movement, but I was like looking at an Uber back from coming home from dinner, so I do not have like the full depth of knowledge of the situation. Just mostly going off of like Twitter conversation.
What's OpenSea's valuation right now?
They raised at like a $3 billion valuation.
It's probably even worth more than that.
Yeah.
And I assume some of these employees have stock options. I mean, again, you're
definitely
picking up pennies in front of a steamroller. Like, what the fuck are you doing? So stupid.
Yeah. Hopefully it's all just like a huge misunderstanding and they'll come out tomorrow and be like, no, listen, this is X, Y, and Z. It's whatever. But like right now, just looking very naively, it doesn't look good, which is a bummer because I think Nate's been like actually really great for them because OpenSea's general like Twitter presence has been not great. And he's eaten a lot of shit on Twitter of just like everyone when they want to trash talk OpenSea, he's the guy who has to deal with it. And he's in his defense, he's done a really great job of that. So it'd be a bummer if this ended up being something more than just like a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
But right now it doesn't look very good.
That's crazy, man. And it's also like, I don't know. I mean, I just assume that a lot of these people, like if you're working at OpenSea, you're on the, the frontier of this technology, likely brilliant, likely understand where the space is going, understand what you've hitched your wagon to, and you're trying to make a couple of ETH. Like what the fuck are you doing? Like if this is it just makes zero sense to me.
Totally. It's like, even if you have 0.1% equity in this company, where he's got to be one of the first, to my knowledge, OpenSea is like at most right now a 50-person company, and he's been around for a while. And so he probably has, at least like 0.05% equity in this company, and they just raised like a $3 billion valuation. Like, there are so many more valuable things than flipping some Ethereum. It
does show. I mean, everyone's familiar with the Martha Stewart insider trading stories of the world, but man, for every one you hear about on the blockchain, there's probably 1,000 of them in traditional markets. Just this kind of stuff is happening everywhere. But yeah, I just feel like you also have to be incredibly brazen to do that, understanding the power of the blockchain and how transparent it's going to be. Like, I can't even imagine trying to sneak something past, the Etherscan detectives of the world out there.
Well, for my very basic understanding, he didn't do it in the smartest way. If you're going to mess around like this, there are far better ways than just using different wallets and then funneling the proceeds back into your primary wallet that everyone knows is yours.
Yeah. Well, that's crazy. That's an article I need to check down. Or is this mostly transpiring on NFT Twitter?
Twitter.
Yeah, it's all on Twitter for now. Hopefully, if or maybe not hopefully, but once we have a little more information about it, maybe next week we can recap with some more in-depth input than just some random tweets and Ethereum links. But
Clay or Jack, will you put the link in so people know which project to get to?
It's in the Discord in the OpenSea channel. So while you're entering the giveaway, that's how I've been getting to. I know, Clay, you can drop it in the chat too. But it's OpenSea. It's Knights of Degen.
I got it right here. Yeah.
Trust me, Bose. I know. Like, sometimes you guys are minting the shittiest projects, and I'll just be lurking and try to sneak a few by, and then you guys are on the fucking OpenSea activity page. You're like, oh, I see Peter's going out. It's just like, let me just mint the shit project in peace, guys.
I'll drop it in the chat right now.
Okay. Yeah, that is wild. Okay. All right. Should have led with the OpenSea scandal. I need to do more of my NFT homework. Any other hot gossip, Andy, in the NFT world these days?
There was a bug in OpenSea too. Tough day for the
feed. Yeah, they had a pretty bad bug where when you were transferring, I think it was when you were transferring an NFT to an ENS directly, instead of actually sending to the ENS, it was just sending to zero address, and so they burned like $100,000 worth of NFTs or something. But what was really a bummer was they burned the first ever ENS name that was minted, which is like, end of the day, that one particular one not super relevant, doesn't really matter, but like kind of the history of it, it's kind of a bummer that it got burned.
What's ENS?
Ethereum name service. That's like Andy8052.eth or
Gotcha.
whatever like the .eth names are.
Yep. It's what you want, Jack. Yeah.
No, I know. Someone just tweeted at me with how to do it. So after the show,
Jack Ruggleman.eth, do it, dude.
No, that's what's going to happen when I team up with the Opensea team, rug everyone, then send to my OG, which will just be jacksettlement.ens.
Rudy, we tried between all 5 of us, we skim read the article and we said it sounded cool, but maybe don't get your hopes up. It might not be that big of a deal, was the TLDR on that. Okay.
Jennings is in the chat.
I'm doing taxes, streaming the show, and in the D's space. I mean, Andy, is D's never not in a space? I'm fascinated by
so this is a very
process.
real thing. Like we as a company literally went to D's. We were like, dude, like just so you know, like you don't have to be in Twitter spaces 24/7. Like we don't want you to burn out. Like you can chill, dude, spend time with your wife. Like literally on his anniversary, he was like in a Twitter spaces when I found out it was his anniversary, and I was like, dude, get off fucking Twitter. Like what are you doing?
Not gonna make it.
I know, just this one space until like 1 p.m. and then I'm off for the day. I was like, dude, get off Twitter. Take a break. It's okay. But he's just, I mean, honestly, I think he just really like thoroughly enjoys it. And there's always a good time. People always have fun, but it's insane. I don't know how he does it. I couldn't do it.
Question on the Twitter spaces, because I mean, I've hopped in a few. I've never tried to host one myself. Is there any ability to download the audio recording yet after the fact?
No.
Yeah, so there actually is. Apparently it's not super high fidelity. But so on Twitter, because of like the data privacy rights, you can export all of your data. So that's actually how you do it, is you go to like your Twitter account settings and you say, hey, I want to download all of my account data. And you can do that and it will download all of your Twitter Spaces information. And that will include recordings, but it's not very high quality.
You know what you should do, Andy? I think would be a good investment of fractional funds. You should have someone create daily or maybe even weekly like highlight reels of the spaces. Like someone like I just don't have time to like go in there, but I would love to listen to like a 15-minute like digest version of a long D space. Like that would be fun for me.
Yeah, no, totally. Well, so what I want to do is I want to get D's set up with just like D's is clearly very, very good at that side of NFTs and all of the multimedia stuff. And so you can glean with that what you will of what we want to push him towards and what we want to help him do. He hasn't like announced anything. I don't want to say anything. But like we want to set him up so that you can join Twitter Spaces from desktops, but you can't speak. And so we need to get like recording software onto a PC so that he can join from a PC whenever he's in his spaces and just record everything in high fidelity while it's all happening like live. And then hopefully we're going to hire a couple more community people and hopefully get some people who can come in and start like chopping that up and releasing just like you were saying, 15, 20 minute bites every day on YouTube or something. Cause I totally agree. It's definitely something that we're just like wasting so much high quality stuff that just most people aren't hearing because they're not in the spaces when it's happening.
Yeah, it's a tough thing because I wish like for me it's so, and I'm curious, Jack, your thoughts on it too. Just like creating content, like it's hard, you know, like I had done a lot of Periscope streaming last year, and it's like so ephemeral, and there's no just like good playback options and all that stuff, no good search function for it. It just is hard for me to justify spending a lot of time on that. Obviously, Deez is having a ton of success, you know, growing it, but I don't know. How do you think about that, Jack, of doing stuff that's so ephemeral?
I know one of the things that Clubhouse was pretty proud of was that there were no recordings, and that was the appeal of the app, or so they thought. I haven't opened Clubhouse in 6 months. And I feel similar about Twitter. Like, I would go watch the highlights of a space or listen to the highlights of a space or I probably wouldn't listen to the podcast version, but if there was a place to find like, oh, Deez was live for an hour and you could skip through, that would be interesting. So I think it's a miss, honestly. I don't think that live audio means that it's strictly live, but their thought process originally was it makes it exclusive. It makes it you have to be there. It makes it a live thing. And I don't think anything we do, right? Like, yeah, you wanted to watch Monday Night Football live, but like there's highlights for a reason, you know? So they're going to change it. It's just a matter of time. But yeah, I've only done a couple of spaces. They're really good for collaboration and working with other people though.
They're also just really great for like growing your listener base and growing your followers. Like, I mean, obviously Deez is a lot of it is because of who he is and how great of a person he is and very easy to follow and enjoyable he is to follow. But like, you know, there was a time where we both had the same amount of followers and he's just like,
what's he have now?
He's at like 63,000 followers.
Holy shit. And so it's
like
just
literally
spaces.
I mean, yeah, it's definitely the majority, but it's just think about it when the way that it works on Twitter is if people are in spaces and people you follow are in those spaces, then everyone who goes on Twitter on the top of their Twitter app is this Twitter space. And if Deez is hosting all of these, which is what he does, then you just get a ton of followers. And so that's why we've been like really trying to lean into this with Fractional a ton. It's just like such a great way to just say, hey, yeah, we're going to just do a ton of Twitter spaces and we'll get the Fractional account in there and be talking and communicating, because it just like gets you in front of so many people who otherwise would not see your account in a way that like nothing else on Twitter really does. Cause it sits on the top of your Twitter app, like unlike any retweet or pinned tweet or something.
And what I would love is to have my cake and eat it too, with a hybrid thing where I love that idea of a group of viewers, some of them voluntarily saying like, hey, I'd like to come on, ask a question, whatever. You can pipe them in here. Obviously with StreamYard, I would have to like send a link. It's hard to know who wants to come on, all that. Like if you could merge those two things, where I wish they would have kept the like Periscope element to Twitter Spaces, where you could turn video on if you want, or you could turn it off. The 5 of us could host a space, simulcast it to Spaces in YouTube, bring people up on through Spaces as just audio heads. That's also in an archivable version on YouTube. Like that's the dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, you guys, your Knights crew in here. These guys just they have, you know, this is better than some of the spam bots that we've gotten in here. You know, I like seeing Knights instead of, you know, someone wanting to get in a Porsche with me.
Hey.
Yeah.
It's good branding, baby. Let's do it. Why not, right?
Do it.
Should I get another
live in the chat now?
Maybe we'll get a second one.
The floor's up to 0.15.
That's where I bought mine.
You're sweeping the floor. Tweet it out, everyone. Mike's MBL 267.
Don't do that, please.
So it's a Google form, Clay. Are you dropping this in?
MBL 267 sweeping the floor. 25 tweet thread on why he bought them. Coming soon.
Yeah, it should be in the chat now.
I'll put up some swords on Twitter or something and leave it at that.
I do think, Pete, the one thing about Twitter Spaces that I love is like it's the least. It can be as least interactive or most interactive as you need. Like you can scroll Twitter, and if you want to then watch a video on the feed, it just like turns down the space, which I think is perfect. Then you go back to it. And so if you're ever in silence scrolling Twitter, which is pretty much like 99% of my life, it's good to just throw shit on.
Yeah, and I've listened to a couple interviews that Deez has done talking about it too, and it seems like he's also like, you can't be on, you know, for as long as he thinks. Like he's talked about how he'll mute, he'll be doing a ton of stuff. If he needs to chime in to facilitate, he will. Because I think as a host, like even when I'm having an absolute blast, like I can't fucking go for 6 hours. Like that's a lot of work. You got to be able to check out at times to pull that off.
Yeah, but it's hard. But you gotta be like locked in too, or else like you lose, you know, flow of the conversation. So that's a skill. That's a big skill.
Yeah. I mean, like I've checked in on it and I've always enjoyed when I've listened. I haven't gotten to like listen to a 6-hour recording of how Dees masterfully weaves in and out and doesn't burn out. It's impressive. We need to get Dees on here. Can we get like Dees makes his docs appearance on Club Top
I like
Shot, Andy?
that.
I don't know. I think he enjoys the not showing his face online thing. I see his face every beautiful morning doing a team stand-up, but that's different.
Does he just kind of have like a zit or something that he doesn't want everybody to see right now?
Yeah, it's this eye patch situation. No, he's a very normal looking.
Can we get like the D's punk face on perhaps?
We could. I mean, I think we could lower our standards, but I don't know. Maybe we could coax him into a reveal here. All right, Clay, how long is this form going to be eligible to be filled out here?
We're going to cut it off at 10 p.m. So people in the chat, you guys know, we're going to keep it a little bit intimate here. I'm not going to share that out publicly. The form is only shared in the chat as well. We are, of course, drumming up some interest in our Knights of Degen Discord, trying to get people into the Club Top Shot world, and likewise. But yeah, we'll shut it down at 10 p.m. and then we'll let it rip sometime thereafter towards the end of the club.
I'm reading some of the submissions coming in. I see Opensea Schmate, Opensea Nate, Schmopensea Kate. I don't know. You need to look into this. I think someone might have hacked the form here, Clay. Hey,
maybe we can get Nate on next week to defend
this is
himself.
not allowed. This is not allowed, Power Duster. This is the other thing you have to do, Clay, because I've done these giveaways when I was doing my Underdog hat giveaways. You got to sort the file. You got to search, find these rent seekers, these people that are really trying to game the system. You got to get rid of MBLs. That's a thing you have to do on every giveaway.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yeah, look, what we're gonna do, confirmation here that you followed all of our steps. We'll draw one backup winner just in case, so everybody sees it live on stream as our form of the blockchain tonight, just to keep it super legit and above board. But yeah, look, I mean, hey, if your dog wants to submit and they are like in our Discord, then Gucci. Like, I mean, I don't know if I can, have too much against that. So.
If I know anything about NFT projects, in about 6 months, you guys will be airdropping me a Dogs of Degen thing. So it will work.
I don't know. I mean, it sounds kind of lit. Woof woof.
Maybe a collaboration with the Man's Coin.
There we go.
Wow.
Man's Coin sold out. It's I believe the floor is similar to the Mint Pass floor right now, around 0.15 there. Ed is correct. 213 watching and only 30 likes. I will take this show to Twitter Spaces. I will get rid of our faces and we will go to Twitter Spaces and you won't be able to watch it back and you won't be able to troll us in the comments. So
probably get more likes, to be honest. Yeah.
Should we try Twitter Spaces?
I think we should. I kind of want to mess.
We could definitely get D's for that.
So
right?
D's literally just messaged in our Slack that he currently has the most Twitter Spaces attendees ever talking about the Opensea drama. He has 1,700 people in his Twitter Spaces.
Wow.
He's live right now?
Yeah. Should we convert this stream to just us our commentary on the Twitter Spaces?
His audio here?
Like a live listening?
This is what we try not to do in this business is tell people of other good content going on that they should go listen to instead of us.
Once again, Andy is not an actual content creator. He just became one. So he still has a lot to learn.
He's going to have more followers. He's going to become the head of winning at Underdog if you don't watch out, Jack.
Ooh. Andy's the head of participating in Underdog.
I'm the head of being a fish on Underdog.
I want to be the head of over leveraging at Floaty.
There we go.
Oh, baby.
We'll have several people vying for that.
For that title.
Yeah. Kyle, I've been seeing your chats, man. We've been talking about it, but I hear there's a Twitter Spaces that might be up your alley right now. Also, there was something in here. Let's give back. Let's give back to the people. Quickest way to buy ETH and get it in your MetaMask as a noob here.
So I personally use Coinbase, but you can use Gemini. I think you probably use FTX at this point as well through Blockfolio. Really, a Rainbow wallet even is pretty good. Any of these mobile apps where you can go in and just hook up your bank account is really going to be the fastest way. So you're going to buy it on there, download Metamask, set it all up, back up your private keys, and then transfer it from that mobile app to Metamask. Should be pretty easy.
For people just signing up for Coinbase, I think there's like a 4 or 5 day delay for the first.
Yeah.
I don't know like how they determine you're competent enough to remove that delay.
No,
but...
I have Pro, and it's there goes Pete.
So for me, if I buy it on Coinbase, not Pro, I can send it out right away.
Really, I have like all the limits.
Pro, I can't.
Interesting. Mine's the opposite. My Coinbase, no matter what, I have to hold for a period of time. And Pro, I think I can send. No. I think I have a whole period on both, which is weird.
Isn't there one? I know at one point when I ran into that issue a long time ago, there was a built-in one within like the MetaMask.
Yeah, I think that you can't do it in like New York or New Jersey. Someone was saying when I was teaching Kevin O'Brien, who was in Vegas with us, what he should do, I said, like, the problem is everyone gets to the point where like, okay, fuck it, I want to try and get an NFT. And it's like, all right, go get a Coinbase account and buy Ethereum, right? And sit on it for a week. And then if you still feel that way, then you'll be set up. But don't like say, okay, when the time's right, I'm going to do it. Go get, however much Ethereum you can afford, and just get it in your Coinbase, then you can go from there. But at NFT on Instagram actually did 2 really, really good videos today that are step-by-step how to buy, I think, on an exchange, and then also how to buy on Opensea, and maybe also how to get to MetaMask. It's literally at NFT on Instagram.
Also, very good advice here from Rudy. Take your time, Evan. It may seem like you're missing out right now, but for real, make sure you know what you're doing and get comfortable. I have felt that way before. I remember I was at my in-laws, and this was when Carlini and Pranksy had dropped their first NFT boxes, and Kitchen was giving me massive FOMO, and I was like trying to download MetaMask, and I was like, I'll just send you money and all this stuff. And that was in January. I can tell you right now, Evan, there have been lots of opportunities since then. I was able to figure it out. So yes, take your time. There's lots of good YouTube tutorials. If you want to hop in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, we've been referencing the Club NFTs channel. Honestly, a great resource. It might seem overwhelming. Lots going on there. They will give Jack a hard time, but as a newbie, if you come in with an open mind and you ask good questions, these guys will help you out. So I will recommend you to hop in there as a resource as well.
Yeah,
shout out Club NFT, baby.
A lot of the people in the Knights Discord are first timers, or they were top shotters, and it's the first time getting in. So a lot of people willing to help. But it was the first time I've ever done an in-person walkthrough. I did it tonight with my roommate, and the look. He had been buying crypto, so he had a couple ETH, and he sent 0.22 ETH to his MetaMask, and it transferred instantly, and he was like, "Holy shit!" Like oh my god, this is crazy. Then he went to buy the Knight. I was teaching him the gas, and when he finally hit go, the transaction failed because someone bought it. So he learned about how you can lose money on that. He bought his. Then I connected it to his Rainbow wallet so he could see it, and he's like, "Oh my god, I'm gonna own every single NFT." And just like seeing the twinkle and like the light bulb go off was cool. And I think for a lot of people that is what NFTs are. But yeah, my first step, best advice, get Coinbase, buy however much ETH you're comfortable with, sit on it for a week, and then come into Discords and ask what you got to do.
And I will say too, there's still lots of issues for, onboarding people, like the stuff that Evan was just saying. Like, it is tricky, and there's steps that can be intimidating. Obviously, the gas stuff makes things prohibitive sometimes to participate in, but that feeling too of when you just need to settle and you owe someone money and you can send them ETH in seconds, it's a light bulb moment. As someone that was trying to wire transfer money to Canada earlier this fall, and it literally took days of my life to get all of this stuff situated. So we're still a little ways away from it being totally frictionless, but I mean, you can tell we're
I think that the security is the biggest thing. Like his Rainbow didn't update after he had closed his computer, and it said he had $0 left in his, or 0 Ethereum, and he was like, "Did I just get hacked? Like, what happened?" And I'm like, "You have a
The first
password."
few times you send it is so scary.
Yeah. Oh, you're triple checking, and and then if it doesn't go instantly, it's like, holy shit. But it always works out if you send to the right address, which is pretty good feeling.
Yeah, I think the other thing that's really cool too is just like, if you think about people who are kind of like in like my age group, for example, who kind of came up with Venmo through like, college years and stuff. And it just feels kind of like second nature at this point. You're very comfortable with it. And this whole generation younger than myself, younger than Andy, younger than Jack, who is like, Venmo Cash App has been their kind of, preferred payment methods for a minute now. Like, I feel like this kind of stuff is just going to come second nature to them as much as like a lot of their lifestyle is in just kind of the Gen Z tapped in world. But that part I think is pretty cool. And then I haven't put a lot of thought into that in terms of the prospects of like, just NFTs and crypto in general for the younger audience that are going to just kind of be coming into, more financial freedom as they enter post college age life and whatever path they choose. It's pretty cool.
Let's I saw someone here ask a run it back question.
Matt Wild, can I send a check to Meta?
Yeah, good luck with that. Let's talk a little Top Shot. Mike, you're our resident. You're the one, when we
whoa. I am a non-rent seeker. I am a contributor to the Dapper ecosystem.
You are
with a 5-figure purchase, Peter.
But what I was about to say still is true, and that is we all get pulled in lots of different directions more than Mike does. Mike has his eyes on the Top Shot prize more than any of us. You have to admit that.
Oh, for sure.
That's what I was.
He's a Top Shot maxi. We know that.
Top Shot maxi for sure.
Yeah, but he's on the low. He's sitting there with 20 Purrs. I know what's going on over there.
Yeah.
Mike, what's going on with the state of the Top Shot union? You mentioned maybe some rake back, maybe some run it back. What's on your mind these days?
So what's interesting is Top Shot has alluded to, I would say they haven't been so explicit about some of the things that people have suggested that are 100% coming, but they've definitely said that we'll have a run it back pack over the summer at some point in the off season, they said. And I believe they've said pretty explicitly that trade tickets will be formalized in some way, either more detail provided or they'll actually be launched at some point in the off season as well. And they made comments that suggested that some form of rake back is coming. I don't know if that's going to be in the form that everyone seems to expect, in the kind of you get back a portion of your marketplace spend or your net marketplace spend or whatever it is. But it seems like in some way or another, they're going to be giving people a share of what they've invested into the ecosystem back. And so it's 3 kind of very, very different items, to be honest. The run it back, people are really clamoring for it, which I like as a collector. It's nice to see that people aren't just like practically when packs drop, it expands the supply, which dilutes existing moments by a little bit if people have properly factored that in. But people still want the run it back packs, which I like as a collector and someone who enjoys the actual moment. It's nice to see the user base asking for something that may reduce the value of their collection because they're just excited to see some throwback moments. So that's nice. I don't know when it's going to come. I think we have 30 days until the NBA season tips off again or something like that, 35 days.
Yep.
The trade-in tickets are interesting. If they do make an announcement, I wouldn't be surprised if the floor kicks up from the $3 to $4 range to, I don't know, maybe $5, $6 range, which is kind of interesting. I've never been one that's that excited about moments selling and trading for reasons other than I like this player or I'm excited about what happened in this play, and more this gives me access to something else. And so I'm not in love with the idea of that floor getting pushed up kind of semi-artificially, but I think it's a good concept to allow people to get some sort of utility and use out of their less desirable moments. So that'll be an interesting thing for the ecosystem to see how the market reacts to a trade ticket announcement. And then the rake back, I don't know, I was talking through this with one of the Top Shot collectors, one of my friends, and we were saying kind of what's the impact there, assuming that everyone got back, I don't know, 10% of their net marketplace spend in non-withdrawable funds. Is that a good thing for the market overall? Will people just fire that right into the market and it pushes the market up? Is that a permanent increase in the market level prices? Is that something that people will buy something, sell it to move from non-withdrawable to withdrawable Dapper and just pull money off the platform? And so, I don't know, I think the rake back impact on the marketplace, I think, is an interesting topic, and would be curious to hear what you guys expect that to do. But I mean, I guess the key question is, when does all this happen? We've got 30 days, and these are 3 fairly significant events. And do we think they're going to slip into the season? Do we think it's all going to happen at once? And Roham has been teasing NFL also. How does this all happen?
So from what I've gathered, excuse me, from what I've gathered, I believe the order of events would be rake back, then run it back. And the other information I gathered, which was from Alan, our dear friend Alan, there were rumors that when they said summer, they were actually talking about the date on the calendar, which marks summer's change to fall. And Alan was pretty much just like, no, that just means it's coming this summer, meaning it's coming this off season. Or is this considered the summer series? I don't know. But I think that means they do have 35 days. They do not have 8 days whenever summer technically ends. But it does feel like they're running out of time. They've been super quiet about it. So you would like to think that means they're just working hard on it and they're still gearing up for it. If this didn't launch during the off season, it feels like it would be a decent sized miss, because it would just be an unpromised roadmap. And I feel like that's the majority of the community's complaints, which is like, please just let us know what's coming so we know what we're buying, so that if something else comes out, it doesn't kind of screw us over. So that's kind of how I feel about that. And then there was one other thing, but yeah, the how it's going to affect the market with rakeback, how they're going to do it. I think a lot of people just fundamentally want rakeback because the way the events went, where we paid a lot of money for a lot of stuff, everything was pumped up, they raised a ton of money, and a lot of people felt used. And in most projects, when you're an early adopter, you're rewarded, especially in a beta. And in this project, 90% of users were destroyed. And so, not to say it's not their fault, not do your own research, but I think just fundamentally people will be happier. They don't really care how you do it, when you do it, what you do with it. It's more so just like, it's a good look to give back to the people that helped you raise at $7.5 billion.
Yeah, I hear that. And so do you think that, assuming people go and just pump it into the market, because I think they'll have no choice, it'll be non-withdrawable balance, and then the market goes up by, I don't know, it's called 5% in a 1 week period. Do you think that's sustainable, or do you think then things kind of come back down to an equilibrium level?
Well,
like where we are now?
Yeah, that's a good question. I've heard a million different things, that it will be fully withdrawable. I've heard that it won't be, right? Like if they did, for the market, which might not be sustainable, but for the market, the most beneficial thing would be every dollar of rakeback ever, which would be about $60 million, is non-withdrawable and must be spent in NBA Topshot. Okay, so, it would, and if it timed well with new run it back packs, with the start of the season, with coming out of beta and them putting NBA Topshot moments on the front page of Google, where Nate is not allowed to buy, you take all those forces, put them together.
Nate's been banned.
Yeah, Nate's banned from Google. But you take all those yes, you could build a nice on-ramp into a major hype cycle. Like anything, Mike, any hype cycle is unsustainable. But I think there's, if they pull the right strings and market it well and smart and time things, I think it could lead to a positive impact. Top Shot's back. More people have been learning about NFTs. They promised all these things. Then we get a Series 3 roadmap, and then the Knicks win the title, and it's just like mayhem all around.
Yeah, agreed. I think it's a positive thing. It'll lead to good momentum. It gives people Dapper balance to spend. A lot of people seem, at least they say as much, that they have their eyes on moments that are just out of their price range, or they've put everything they want into Topshot already, and it just gives people another opportunity to kind of chase what they want to. It'll be interesting. And what do you think about the run it back packs? Are you excited for that?
Yeah, I think most people are. To be honest, I would probably, based off what I've been told, rake back into run it back. I would then go list some of my run it backs, specifically the bottleneck stuff. Topshot, once again, they're not officially saying we're going to remove these bottlenecks or we're going to do this, but the messaging I'm understanding from the community is very similar to Cool Cats, which is like Topshot is pretty much putting it right out in front of you that maybe these things aren't going to be the only way to get a team set or to do such a thing. So I'm a little nervous. Plus, the other side of it is like when AI or Shaq or Barkley or anyone, the run it back Drew or the run it back Verjat, like those Barbosa, those hit, those are going to take hits. So I'll hold my next stuff. I'll hold obviously KD, Duncan, Dirk, like the true Hall of Famers, top 25 players ever. But I might look to move, and that's why I'm just hoping rake back comes before run it back and before any announcement. And that's kind of the fun, I guess. I hate it, but that's the fun for some people of trading Topshot, which is like you can kind of bet on their news and what they're hinting at, which we've all discussed before is like what we don't want, but it is kind of the name of the game right now.
Yeah,
so,
but I think people. Oh, go ahead, Andy.
No, go ahead. My point was not.
Mine's probably even dumber. Go for it,
Andy. I'd be curious. So, like, I feel like there are these particular things with Topshot that people have decided are potential catalysts to help the market, get people excited, and I think like kind of baked into that is amping up for this next season of the NBA and Series 3 and everything. Do you guys think are there any things that like people have really generally not talked about that you think could like kind of come out of left field and be like, oh, I didn't really think about this, but this would be huge for Topshot or for Flow in general or anything like that? I've been kind of thinking about that a bit lately because I feel like
it's like what's priced in or not, right? Like that's
everything that's kind of come and gone with Topshot. It was like kind of easy to see play out where it was like, oh, the playoffs is going to be huge. It's like, no, when everyone is excited for the playoffs, nothing is going to happen.
The badges is the most obvious thing.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm curious if there's anything like kind of outside of the normal stuff people talk about that you guys have personally or in conversations thought about or talked about that you think like would be really awesome or a cool boon for Topshot that would be different or something else.
Well, one thing that I don't know if this specifically answers your question, but like one thing I got excited about, just the combination of being at Summer League. We personally didn't overlap with the Topshot booth, but just seeing about how that in-person interaction could work with Topshot, coupled with, hearing you guys, Pete, talk about, the potential rewards for team sets. And I went out and completed the Celtics team set. Shout out to MBL who helped work out a trade with me for Olenek, one of those non-Hall of Famer bottlenecks right now for the team set as the run it back moment. But I was talking to my buddy who has Celtics season tickets. He's inviting me to a few games. And I was like, I want to get myself ready if those rewards are there. Like I want to be able to take advantage of that as a Topshot fan and a basketball fan going to games if they have perks and stuff like that. So that personally got me excited. And that's something
I think your mic got a little
I wasn't sure if that was just me, but yeah, we lost the last sentence
there. You cut out.
Oh,
the last sentence.
Let me mess.
No,
you're good now.
And just a funny tweet. Apparently, D's got rugged by a fake Andy during his space.
Oh no!
Oh, he brought a fake Andy up on stage.
No, I guess he asked for. I don't know. I've been rugged 2 different times on this massive space, and someone wrote, "Hi, it's me, Andy again. Send me 100 ETH, please."
No, I think so. D says he gets rugged on Twitter Spaces when Twitter Spaces crashes.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Gotcha.
I totally agree with you, Pete. I think that it was really interesting. I tweeted just like one random off tweet about this, but Chris Vernon and Kevin O'Connor on the Ringer NBA pod were talking about this, or on the Ringer Mismatch, we're talking about this. Maybe it was Friday of last week or Tuesday of last week, one of the days they do a show. And talking about Topshot and how they both still really enjoy it and have been enjoying it. And like Chris Vernon was like, yeah, I have a friend who's basically said that there's going to be Topshot booths in every single arena in the US. And like, that's going to be huge. And like, that's really, really fun. And I think that kind of stuff is still, like, all things considered, underrated, because the people who are currently actively in Topshot are like, yeah, sure, whatever. And the people who are at NBA Summer League are like a different version of fan than who's at a normal like NBA basketball game. And so I'm really, really excited to see how they continue to build out and like test out everything with sending players to finals games and the booths at stadiums and all that stuff. And that's why I've been like trying to actively fill out team sets for like all the New York teams and the Thunder and stuff, just because like I'm optimistic and hopeful that they're going to have really cool and exciting things for the collectors and the fans of different teams, because it just feels like such an easy win for them and something that would like legitimately get players and people and fans excited about the experience and everything that comes along with it.
Yeah, so I already have pre-FOMO on the fact that Andy's going to be sitting, he's going to be woodpecking at all the Brooklyn Nets and New York Knicks games while I have not completed my team sets. Yeah, I'm like already, like, I'm pre-tilting the FOMO that's going to come this NBA season. I think that's amazing. Like, I really do. I think the ability to have that kind of like, you know, anytime you want to, essentially, if you live in a city, whatever your local team is, you complete that team set, and then you have pretty much the like season tickets in some capacity for a Topshot suite in that arena. That's awesome. Plus like player perks, you know, organizational team perks, like more incentives. Like if you right now are like, yeah, like you can go this Saturday and hang out with Kevin Durant and shoot around the Brooklyn Nets practice gym that has a view of the whole New York City skyline. Like, I'm going to wish I had that team set. Like, that's pretty amazing offering. I think those kind of things are not like unrealistic based on the relationships they have. And honestly, I feel like Dapper should theoretically come up with like almost like, I understand that the owning Topshot moments, like putting a team set kind of serves as the NFT for an individual team, but there should almost be like team individual NFT sets where if you own an NFT for that, the Celtics, for example, you have all these perks. And that would be pretty fascinating too, if teams do that individually or if Dap with their relationship with the NBA.
I got rugged by the Knicks because of that.
There you go.
I bought that Knicks NFT, which had zero utility. I knew what I was doing, and I bid 5K on the one of one. Thank God I did not win that. All the teams are gonna try and do whatever they want to do, obviously, and how that plays into Topshot. I would almost say it's tough to fully know, right? Like what is in pricing and what is, because we live in this bubble where we literally do a show every Tuesday night and we follow a lot of people. And so I think a lot of the energy around people is that like these kiosks are coming and that is going to be big. Like it's probably priced in a little, but I'll even double down and say, I don't think coming out of beta and actually like them going live is priced in at all. It almost feels like everyone's like, yeah, we know it's coming, but like we don't really know that it's coming. And I think I think everyone just wants to see it. Like they want to see that we're out of beta and they're going to market to the mass NBA fans. And if that happens, everything we've talked about for the past 8-10 months, like however long we've been doing this dumbass show, could come to fruition.
So I agree with the points that kind of all you guys are making, which is the biggest thing that's probably not properly priced in my opinion, is that normal world, like the average sports fan, the average basketball fan, the average person who doesn't care about crypto and NFTs, don't care about crypto and NFTs yet. And the people who do like NFTs tend to be more crypto focused people. And like, I don't know, this is obviously a huge generalization. I don't think the Venn diagram of like crypto diehards and NBA fan is like that overlapping.
You and really. Andy are like the only two early Topshotters that are still in it, not because of any other reason than they just not basketball fans.
Yeah,
like they're just not.
Right. Andy was already on the platform when I joined. You know, we would talk sometimes. We're like, there's no differentiation in price between, you know, it goes like LeBron, Steph, Giannis, Zion, Morant, and then like drop off, and then like a massive band of people where like Tatum is the same price as, I don't know, some like whatever. There's like Tatum, Trae Young, Bradley Beal, like that chunk, and then like Chris Paul's maybe like the next layer. But there are people who have no business being priced the exact same as those guys. That's just like no one knows what they're doing. But and anyway, point being that most of the people in the ecosystem right now don't care about basketball. They don't really care about sports. And I think that there is a much, much bigger part of the population who do care about these things that isn't anywhere near NFTs right now. And Topshot and some form of NFL NFTs and baseball getting more involved, and Gary Vee's company, that Candy that Usman works at now, those guys are going to unlock the kind of average sports fan, which I think massively changes the marketplace from what it is right now. And right now it's some people who are trying to flip Topshot, some actual basketball fans, but like there aren't that many basketball fans in the whole NFT ecosystem right now.
Pete, if you'll pin Josh's comment, I mean, I don't know if I could disagree with something more. First segment, sure, NFT people generally don't like Topshot centralization, which could be a bullish thing. Topshot claims they are going to decentralize in moments. That is another, I think, I see it and believe it. But basketball people generally don't like NFTs. That's silly. NFT, we've known about.
Bro, look at all the NBA players into NFTs. Like, how are you saying there's not basketball people in NFTs?
And then,
like,
but the second part,
it doesn't matter if it's true today. You're telling me in 10 years from now, the average NBA fan's not going to care about NFTs?
But more importantly, don't really trust Dapper to bridge either side in. Dapper literally created an NFT bull market by Topshot being a bear market. Like, how many people watching the show went from Topshot? Just tonight, people are going to, because they know about Topshot, and they'll easily be able to take the casual NBA fan, because you can buy with the credit card, you sign up just like you're creating a social media account, and everything's on Twitter. It's right there for the taking. So Dapper has done a tremendous job. Obviously, they take a lot of flack because of how big they are and because a lot of people lost money. But when it comes to getting people onboarded, I mean, Roham tweets it every day. 2.2 million wallets, 1.2. Everyone talks about how little Opensea accounts there are. Like, Dapper runs circles around them. And I just think, if anything they can do, they can get people into their platform.
I just think it's very clear that over time, like, people who are less and less and less crypto sophisticated will enter the space, or the younger generation, to I think it was Clay's point earlier, who are kind of born into this digital world, who it's very, very normal for them, will just kind of age into having disposable income to spend on sports memorabilia, which is now digital assets. I think it's very short-sighted to say basketball people don't know about NFTs. Like, is that true on September 14th, 2021? Sort of. It's definitely not going to be the case, 3, 4, 5 years down the line, and probably a lot sooner than that.
Yeah, and also, you know what's totally 100% not priced in? Like this is definitely just not a thing that is priced into NBA Topshot. And like, you can see it with Josh's comment. What if they do decentralize? Like, what if all of a sudden Topshot is non-custodial and it's still amazing and people love it, and like, it is decentralized? Like, that is just something that is, like, in my opinion, it is not a non-zero thing that could happen. And it is generally priced as, like, the general conversation around Dapper and Topshot and Flow is like, that's never going to happen. That's just like fool's gold, totally just like wishing for something that is impossible. And so that to me is also something that's like super interesting, and I'm excited to see where that goes.
Question about it. When you say fully decentralized, does that mean how are they releasing packs? Are there still like incentives tied to it? I don't think it can ever be like fully decentralized as long as they're providing incentives, choosing the price of packs, choosing how many packs get released, that sort of thing. Do you mean, like, I guess, more non-custodial than technically decentralized?
Yeah, decentralized in so much as like you actually own your moments, as opposed to like right now you own a Google login to own your moments.
But once again, that's the onboarding that gets them more wallets than any other platforms, because I don't need to worry about my ledger that's connected in my safe with 47 seed words that are stored in Asia that I have to take a 30-hour flight just to get my password for.
Yeah. And I going back to like the in-game stuff, or the in stadium stuff. I think that's where, you think about the ways sports fans in general interact with it. It used to just be, geographically based, your tribalism. This is the team I rooted for. Then we had a lot of stuff with fantasy and sports betting. And now I have a stake in it. But as we've learned from DFS, like, it's complicated. Like, you have to be really on top of your shit to be good at it. And then we start to see this stuff with NFTs, and it just like bridges that gap of like easy skin in the game fandom where it takes it to that next level. And I know this is like a simplistic point, like pulling back, but I think as we start to get more use cases, and I do think the in-arena stuff just like puts it right in front of your face. Like, these guys get to go and do this because they have this, NFT, and just kind of the access and the kind of opportunities that provide. It's the same way when I go to a game and I want to have action on it, or a DFS lineup with players from the game. Like, you're just trying to take your fandom to the next level. And I do think frictionless NFTs are going to be the premier on-ramp to doing that, short of I'm going to bet the Celtics money line. Like, outside of that, like, and NFTs can do so much more than betting the Celtics money line.
Yeah.
So what I think Topshot can do that others can't is I think they can offer the hybrid solution where those who prefer to take their moments off the platform can interact with, maybe it's Vive, the Flow marketplace, or if Opensea opens up to Flow, which it seems like they're going to, given that Dapper login option. And for people who don't want to deal with ledger or treasures or seed phrases and all that good stuff, you can just keep it on the Dapper website, and that's fine. And I do honestly suspect that a significant portion of the user base over time will probably want to keep it on the Dapper platform. And that's kind of going back to what we were saying before. Today's user base might be, 70% take it off the platform, or at least choose the decentralized option. But I think over time that'll migrate much, much, much more to keep it on the platform, keep it simple. I want the most seamless possible thing where if I forget everything I know, I can just reach out to a Dapper customer service rep and reset my password or whatever it is by scanning in my driver's license, not feel like my moments are lost forever in the matrix.
Clay, should we do this giveaway here? I got it pulled up on
Let's do it, baby.
The wheel.
Let's
do you
do it.
any other context here or setup that people need to know?
No, I just our lucky number here is 8. So I would ask that we randomize the wheel 8 times, just so people can see that it's legitimately a fair operation.
Hold on, did you remove Mike?
Number.
Yeah,
I
sure
think
My name might come up. Don't shuffle. They might see my name.
Oh, your name is definitely in here, but we will just shame.
I see Andy. I see Andy, Brent Seeker Andy, right there.
I did not fill this out.
No. Look,
yeah.
The last thing I want to say is just, join our Discord. We're super excited about everything. This Thursday, as Jack said, we're really stoked for a cool little art reveal tease, if you will, that we're going to drop. Blake has been crushing it with his team on our artwork. It looks fire in the previews that we've seen. So really, really stoked for that. Official mint date coming soon. More details in our Discord, of course. But we're super hype and just hope that you guys are appreciating the process. We're trying to, be as transparent as we can, and hope that you feel good about the team behind the project and our vision here for what we're trying to accomplish. And, hop in the Discord, chop it up with us. We have a lot of fun on Sundays, had a lot of cool people come through the Discord over the weekend. And a lot of our team right now is actually, funny enough, Ja Rule is on Versus right now against Fat Joe. A lot of our team are over there with him in his VIP section partying it up tonight. So, shout out
Fat Joe was at Kith today when I
Was it?
right I got to Kith, and they were like, "Yeah, Fat Joe is just here." I was like, "Oh shit, I missed it."
Do you go to Kith every Tuesday to get dressed for the show?
Yeah, I got to make sure I look good.
You are the most swagged out before every show. So,
all right, I'm letting it rip. Eight shuffles.
Come on, snapback, Jack. Come on, snapback.
I mean, that would be such a bad look. Do I see? I thought I saw. Oh, I recognize WJ.
Nice. Good Twitter contributor.
I'm screenshotting.
You know him?
I love it.
I know him through Twitter.
There you go.
Amazing. Okay, I love that we know that this person's a legitimate person, but Pete, let's spin it one more time just in case we aren't able to get in touch. This is our backup option, worst case scenario. We'll do it on stream as well. But that's our winner. That's our winner. This is just the tease.
Come on, snapback, Jack Bills.
This is just someone who can be sad they lost.
I know.
Oh, I was so close. Do you see how close that was?
Another 4-letter J name.
No, I was 2 away on the wheel. I'm 2 away on the wheel. Look.
Hang on. Let's
Look.
Jack, why did you enter your own giveaway, bro?
Oh yeah, wow, you were 1 away.
What do you mean? Why did I enter? We got a 0.2 ETH floor. What the
Look
hell?
at this. This is rent seeking at its
I bought
finest.
a second
No
one.
wonder you called Ruggleman.
Wow. I didn't even enter this. Apparently, it was fair game for everyone.
Why not?
That's awesome.
Why not?
Cool. All right, we'll get in touch with the winner. Yeah, super stoked. Hit me up on Discord DM or Pete, and we'll work it out. We'll get you squared away for sure. But welcome. If you're not already a Knights of Degen mint ticket holder, welcome to the party. Definitely excited to have you on board.
Jack is worse than Nate. I would say that would be a 0.2 scam ETH scam versus maybe a 50 ETH scam. Thank you, Knights of Degen, for giving away. I was remembering, I want to say last time we did a random NFT project giveaway, it was when Plunge was on with the Cool Cats NFTs. We were just casually giving those away. I believe the floor is like 6 ETH.
Are they really? Wow.
It's something absurd. I even had one for a while, and I thought I was a genius, selling at 1 ETH or whatever. I was not a genius.
I think that cats are so ugly. I don't get it.
Dude, I'm beyond that, Jack. I used to do that. That was me with the apes. I was like, I don't like the art. Doesn't fucking matter. Art doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah, we realized that was the dumbest talking point.
See, but the thing is, I actually like the art of the Purrs, and I don't like the cool cats.
That's like the 8th most important thing at most right now.
I completely agree with that. The Purr art is, I think, objectively better than the cool, and that's nothing against the cool cats. It's an amazing project.
What's the cool cats project? Why is it worth 6 ETH?
I'm jumping off of this conversation. No, but seriously, I actually do have to run. I got a normal day job kind of emergency email, so I have to jump.
It's 10:30.
Well, that's an emergency.
Tell your dad you're asleep. See you, Mike.
Hey,
imagine checking your email at 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
I spend
night.
It's not an email. He works with his father. His father.
It is an email.
Oh wow!
If it's not a Telegram message, I'm not answering it. That's just like
goodbye, you jobless fellas.
Jack did remind me of. He mentioned he likes the Purrs art. There was a Purrs banger that dropped earlier today. I might just.
What was the banger?
Purrnelope's Country Club. I've seen some cats before, but they are all fungible. Not these ones. Come on. Shorty had Purrnelope NFT boots with the purr. The whole club was looking at Purrs. He swept the floor. Next thing you know, Shorty got low. Them swaggy sweet cats and the colors with the spikes. He turned around and gave that kitty bank a snack. He swept the floor. Next thing you know, Shorty got low.
Hey, snacking it and smacking it, am I right? Oh my god. That's amazing, bro. I haven't seen that yet. That's my first time seeing that today. I've been sitting on Twitter all day long. I haven't got to watch it.
I fucking have to buy a fucking Purrs tonight. God
yeah, you do.
You should have. I just want
Sweep
to
the
say,
floor, baby.
Carlini gave Jack a purr. I think the floor was like
I didn't get a purr.
0.15. Andy, you definitely need to get a purr. And
Yeah.
Jack immediately sold it, and I believe the floor. Someone in the chat, tell me what is it now? Like 0.6? I mean, come on, Jack.
Well, time out. I sold it for 0.001 ETH, and and I think Carlini bought it and sent it back to me, so I still have a Purr.
Oh wow,
That is the story that's been told in Club NFTs a couple times. So that is Bible in my book. I believe that to be the only true story that I know of is that testament right there.
All right, how about this? I want to buy some Purrs from the liquidity pool, and we'll vault some for the Knights, and we'll fractionalize some of the Purrs and then airdrop it, and we'll just get everyone fucking in the NFT.
That's what I was just gonna say. We're just gonna get the most incestuous Purrss, Knights of Degen, fractional deposit kingdom, incestuous.
I'm so here for it. It's the best pocket of 1.3. So I mean,
how do you get to the liquidity pool? Does anyone know?
I believe Dangy made a video of it on the club MGMI.
Someone
YouTube
send it
channel.
to me on Twitter. DM me. You know what to do. I did buy that Giannis moment. That was hype.
Oh, at Lou points out there are night specific.
Okay, that's
Purrs,
perfect.
So that's what you guys got to do.
Okay. All
right. Yeah. And this is Andy's move. This is what Andy does with these projects. He waits till there's like a level of community and conviction, and then he goes and buys the absolute sickest one available.
Yeah.
See, that was my play with Andy. With like, I wasn't even gonna ever mention. I know. I can see it in his eyes. I was never gonna mention Knights to Andy except for our Twitter DM. That was the only way I was gonna give him ever exposure to
the ledger. He's fucking.
And then once we got to our official drop for Knights, I was gonna then hit up Andy and be like, "Yo, did you see this? By the way, this project that Jack and I are involved in, it's sold out. But maybe you want to just buy a bunch. I don't know. It's now the opportunity for you, not minting. But yeah, just buy it all, bro."
I'm looking in Andy's eyes, and I can see Purrss in the reflection right now.
Yeah,
I see kitty cats.
You found
those cats with other cats on their heads. Those look
cool. It's lit, bro.
One of my favorites.
Does the liquidity kitty pool, is that, do you get a choice or you get a randomized per?
Well, kiddie pool?
Kiddie pool?
Yeah, there's a.
What
I can't believe you're not up on this, Andy.
Kitty, not Kid D. It's like.
Yeah, I know it's not a kiddie pool.
Oh, okay. I don't know. It would make sense. I mean, a kiddie pool is a thing.
Carlini and Jamie, bang my line. That's free branding right there, baby.
Look at this one. The
kiddie pool.
Cat hat on a hat.
What's the rarest? See, that was the problem. I am terrible. I wanted to go and buy the best Purr just to troll the entire community, which I know they wouldn't be a troll. They'd probably be so excited. But I couldn't figure it out. And the problem is all the rare ones are listed for like $1 million each. So like what like if I offered like
the thing is that everyone has diamond kitty hands. So there's less than like 600 available for sale as I understand it. Because everyone like myself is not selling their Purrss. It's hodl. Hodl forever, baby.
Yeah, the floor jumps up real fast as I'm looking.
Yeah.
Like I want one that looks rare and all of a sudden I'm at like 2 Ethereum.
Right.
Well, did you do that with the toads today, Andy? Was that your first toads?
Do we love?
No, that's toads? Like my 4th or something. So I will say I have been a Gremlin fan for a very long time. As the artist who did the toads, I bought like his first ever piece on Rarible. I'm a really big fan of the way he does his artwork, and he's also just like a funny dude who I've always appreciated his presence on like crypto Twitter, and so I didn't mint the toads because I was. The day they like came out, people were talking about them. I was busy. I didn't realize it was him. I would have, if I knew it was him who had made them, I would have minted as many as I possibly could have. And so I've bought a couple. I think I have 4 right now. So definitely not enough. But
can I ask something? Is loot still a thing?
Yeah. What happened?
Or was that last week?
That was last week. It feels like it was.
Holy The Toads floor went crazy today. What on earth?
What's
I
it
wonder
at?
if there was an influencer that made
1.7.
Well, they got checked on Opensea. I don't know if that helped.
There was this other guy, Kai, he's such a badass. He's a very prominent collector, and he spent like 45 and 69 Ethereum on 2 of the rarest possible toads.
Jesus.
Look at that advertising by
That
Play.
is just,
You'd love to see it
right here. I'll screenshot for you since you're the social media guy, but you're getting it. There you go. Hey, Jeremy, if you're listening, we do need reinforcements. Our Los Dos is starting to get a little low here.
Yeah, this can confirm, Jeremy. This is free game, baby. This bottle's out.
I mean, we're pumping the.
Did you see Barrel 2?
We are not liquid over here. We are not liquid.
The second batch was minted, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I should have kept this unopened, like my Topshot pack.
This unlimited supply stuff is dangerous for the project.
Is the first batch like completely sold out? Like I can't re-up right now?
No, you can. But
Okay,
they made the second batch finally.
Yeah, and I saw because I saw Jennings was in on the Toads early, and he had tweeted out something about is the guy affiliated or the artist at all with Lucky Trader somehow? Pete made it seem like he knew him, but Pete knows.
I think he
was.
He's 21 or something. 24. He's in our chat.
Really?
Yeah.
He also does art for Nouns DAO, which you guys might have seen.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that.
I don't know if he works for Lucky Trader, but
I think he's part of. Yeah, I don't know. For everything being on the blockchain and transparent, you can also like be completely anonymous and no one knows anything. I like it.
Yo, what a name. Rudy Grow Beard. That's fantastic.
Yeah, Rudy's about to drop right after Mike leaves. He has his rake back theory. Let's hear it, Rudy. We're entering the conspiracy portion of the show.
Hey, also shout out Rudy though. I see them in our Knights of Degen Discord. So good looking out.
All right, now we're gonna have to wait on Rudy's comment.
I think so.
He's
I'm gonna stop there so we don't get delisted for copyrights. But yeah,
I won't be able to find this in the chat, but someone earlier, Andy, congratulated you on winning an auction. You win an auction today?
Oh yeah, I did. So I'm a really big
Casual.
fan of this. It was during the live stream. Actually, I was bidding on an auction. There's this artist whose work I really like named Zygor. He's a Latin American artist who works on Nickelodeon stuff. And I've bought a couple of his pieces. I bought one on auction on Nifty Gateway, a couple on Super Rare and other places. And so he did a collaboration with Savage Dogs, who does like profile picture style projects of like these more skeleton-y things. And it's like 100 different unique like one of ones, but in this like collection of 100 Savage Dog heads. And so this one was with Zygor, and I really wanted to get it because I really appreciate both their artwork.
Nice.
And so I was happy to win that one.
Where can I find this?
I will send you the link.
Okay. And as we're getting this pulled up, here's Rudy's theory. They will drop rake back in January. The main reason is tax. They know people new to this space, like 99% of us, will start to think about taxable items, gains, losses, and rake is deductible. Seems pretty. So drop it in 2021, gives them time to do it, sparks a mid-season run, and helps people with their upcoming tax fears.
I have no idea if that's accurate. That sounds pretty damn sharp, so I'm into it.
I mean, it would go against everything they said. It would go against everything they said, which was rake back will come pre-running back, and running back's coming this summer. So could that happen? Of course, but that's sick.
Nope, dude.
Oh, it's your new
cool,
PFP, right?
It's really sick. Yeah.
Wait, did you win?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, why does it say highest bid? Is that the
so
highest bid?
Rareable's a little weird. Basically, when you're when you're bidding, the winner, like after you win, basically the next highest bid remains active. And so you can still see.
Like, could you sell to him for?
I almost clicked accept and I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah. Okay. I thought I had because I thought it was I have to claim the NFT because I've won it now or something. But
how many times do you think that's happened? It has to have happened before.
Oh, definitely way more than once.
So what would happen if you?
I would have sold it to him for I would have had to sign a transaction.
Gotcha. But you would have thought that's transferring it, I'm sure, or someone.
I realized it once it was really up and I was reading it. I was like, all right, shit, this isn't what I want to do.
What's the unlockable content, Andy?
I'm gonna be honest, I don't know.
Just casually drops 10 ETH on an NFT and doesn't know what the unlockable content is.
2 man's coins.
So this is one of those things where it's just I want this thing and I don't really care.
This guy actually comes to your house and does a singing telegram.
Well, I let's see. It is a Dropbox link.
Ooh, this is fun. What is Andy getting here?
I hope he gets.
It's just a really, really high fidelity version of the photo.
So
for your
could get,
profile
like,
picture.
a wall size print for your new apartment.
And also, I've never heard the word fidelity used in conversation before, and you've used it 12 times tonight. It's just like insane. I didn't know what fidelity meant until figuring it out in the middle of tonight.
Have you ever read the book High Fidelity, Jack?
No.
Have you watched
the
the
commercials are not
Hulu
working.
series?
The what Hulu series called?
There's a
Fidelity?
Hulu series about high fidelity. So
I've
high
never
fidelity
even seen the
is
word in action outside of the company, and I have no clue what the company does.
so this shit's crazy. High Fidelity is a movie, and then there was a book based on the movie, and then there was a TV show based on the book based on the movie. And maybe it's book movie TV show, but it's one way or the other for sure. But the TV show is with what's her name?
Is it good?
Zoe Kravitz, Lenny Kravitz's daughter.
yeah.
Yeah, it got canceled. It was I really enjoyed it. It wasn't like the best show ever, but I had a good time with it. It did a good job of like what it feels like to live in Brooklyn, New York-ish, like in current times, which I always really appreciate as someone who does live in Brooklyn and New York. But yeah,
I would say read the
it's
book.
worth the 10 episodes.
Yeah, or watching the original High Fidelity movie with John Cusack is also good. And
Yo, speaking of shows coming back,
what?
I don't know if any of you guys are Succession fans, but that was announced recently. Season 3, October 17th. I'm so hyped. I'm definitely going to probably rewatch it for like the 4th time ahead of it. And if anybody watching is a hater and was saying that show is slow, you could get into it, give it 4 episodes. I know that's what everyone says about every show of all time. But I swear to God, Succession, yeah, you won't be
I
sad.
And quit after a few episodes.
See,
No.
that's what I'm talking about.
It was
Make it
just
through 4.
Sad.
I didn't think it was bad. It was just like weird, bad vibes. It was like
Because once you get to episode 4, it starts like connecting dots from the first 3 episodes, and then it sets you up where you're like, okay, I understand why these people are the way they are. You get into the dysfunction, you get into the chaos, and then it moons from there, bro. It's so good. The end of that season is insane.
I just watched,
and season 2 is beautiful.
I can literally, it's my favorite show, and I can actually never remember what it is. It's where they break into the prison in Spain. Money Heist.
Yeah, I haven't watched it, but yeah.
Great show. Great.
Billions is also good on the chat. I know that just came back. I haven't.
Billions is like Billions.
It's B tier Succession.
Yeah,
facts.
I mean, Succession is just on a whole other level. And part of the charm is that there's no characters to root for. They're all awful humans, and it's hilarious.
I hate it.
Except for Greg the motherfucking egg. He's the one you root for.
Yes,
I saw him on the street once.
Really?
That's amazing.
I bet he looked pretty tall in person.
He did. He was tall,
I know,
skinny guy.
Andy, I know the guy that plays Kindle. I'm blanking on his name right now, but he lives in Williamsburg. I've seen people talk about him like walking around, and people talk about him going into this 3rd season. Like he said that he would walk around Brooklyn listening to Jay-Z in his headphones at full blast, completely noise canceling, and just walk to try to get in like a certain mindset for filming the show.
Yeah.
I actually saw multiple celebrities today.
Actually,
who else?
So I was just like, I went to Soho with Allie at like 3:30 to do like this bracelet thing, and then we had dinner at 6, and so we were just like wandering around shopping, and I saw, well, celebrity is maybe a stretch, but Allie was excited to see him.
I didn't
like
see
the really the really famous Peloton bike trainer guy who everyone knows.
Who is it? What's his name?
Alex Hassan?
I don't know his name.
I saw the dude Cody in Brooklyn the other day.
Well, Allie was like, "Oh yeah, that guy's a really famous Peloton bike class person," and I was like, "Okay."
I saw one of those the other day. Yeah.
People look up to those people. It's crazy.
Yeah, no, like Allie was like, "Oh shit, that's cool." Yeah, Cody Rigsby, that's his name. Yeah, Anthony.
I was getting my hair cut. I was getting my hair cut yesterday, right before I proposed to my now fiance, and I got turned around in my barber chair, and that guy Cody was at the takeaway window getting a coffee at the barbershop I go to that has like a coffee bar in it. which is pretty
Yeah, oh,
what
I
is
know,
more
I know which place you're
Brooklyn
talking about.
than having a fucking coffee bar in your bar?
It's across from the plant shop, and a really good fried chicken place, actually. But so then
It's not even that hot.
No, yeah, it's pathetic. But then we also saw Kyle from SNL.
Oh, Kyle Moon.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, I almost said
So
so.
funny.
I'm a huge even before he was on SNL. Like I love all of his
The
YouTube
Good
stuff.
Neighbor
Like
stuff
he is
good.
so funny from his old YouTube days.
Yeah.
And I never say anything to any celebrities I see in New York because I just would never want to put someone in an uncomfortable situation. But he was the one person as I'm walking where I was like, shit. Do I say something? I can quote so many of his YouTube skits, every single line. I wanted to just say some really stupid shit, but I decided against it, and I kind of regret it, but I'm also glad I didn't do it.
Yo, my coolest celeb encounter in New York. So my old office used to be in Hell's Kitchen, and I left work for a meeting 2 blocks away, and I'm walking back to the office, and I walk past this guy in a pull-down Yankees fitted, a tan trench coat, and I'm getting closer. I'm like, I kind of recognize this guy, and as I walk past him, I'm like, holy shit, that's Denzel Washington. And I keep walking, and I turn around for a second, and I'm like, holy shit, that is Denzel Washington. And I turn back around, and these 2 security guys are flanking him about 20 yards behind. And the guy, I turn around, I'm basically face to face with him, oh fuck, you guys are big as hell. And the guy was like, thanks for not bothering him. And I was like, yeah, of course, man, it's New York. I was just I couldn't believe that was who it was for a second. Good looking out. And that was by far my coolest celeb encounter, because I'm with you, and I would never say shit to people around the city unless I know them. But that one was kind of I'm starstruck. That was a dope one for sure. And I had just done a big movie watch of a ton of his movies, Training Day and American Gangster, which is one of my all-time favorites. That was pretty special.
So, yeah, the celebs definitely just chill around New York and don't expect it, because most New Yorkers, they think it's cool, but it's also they have their own shit to do. They don't just have time to stop and say hello.
Keep it moving.
Yeah.
But yeah, for anyone who hasn't watched Kyle's stuff, I saw someone say
I was actually
Benjels.
thinking about just pulling one up right now because it made me want to watch one of his.
He has so many good ones.
SoCal stuff is so good.
How are those NFTs that were fucking in different positions doing?
Comma gangs. I'm gonna say probably not.
Someone needs to go back.
Andy.
Someone needs to make a Club Topshot version of Crypto Slam, and it's just the projects that have been mentioned on this show, and see if any
where they're at.
weren't just complete tank jobs after we brought them up.
No, cool cats.
Cool Cats up.
Cool Cats went insane.
Apes, Zed. We nailed Zed.
That Club Topshot bump, baby.
What else? I wonder. I'm sure the chat will have a million that we've mentioned.
Purrs.
I mean, the floor is 0.04. I think minting was probably around there as well. It was definitely cheap.
I can't imagine the activity is very high though.
No, I mean definitely not a ton of volume.
I want to watch the little comment right now because now I'm in. Right.
All right, well, we got a lot of fucking signatures today. But first, let's go live to a developing store at Rigoberto's Mexican Eatery to check in with Troy. Troy, what up, dude? How's it going over there, man?
It's going pretty good. About a quarter of the way through this bomb-ass carnitas burrito.
Damn, dude, that looks so good.
And Kevin's going to meet me here in 15.
Oh, sick. Yeah. All right, well, the New Year's finally here. No better way to bring in 2011 than with a inspiring story of survival. I had the chance to sit down with Brian, who's obviously fucking sick at freestyle motocross.
Fucking narco.
And is recovering from an accident at this year's Disaster Riders Contest. I'm here with freestyle motocross legend Brian Templeton, one of the sickest dudes I know for sure. Brian, tell us what happened, man.
Well, I fucked up my ACL, cracked my wrist, cracked the third and fourth vertebrae in my neck, totally fucked up my bike, and I'm lying there and I'm like, God, please, if you can, please help me get out of this, When you're faced with death like that, like you're going to die, that is some seriously fucked up shit. and I started healing, and I was like, well, I made a commitment to God, so so then I bought a Bible.
That's gangster.
Yeah, man, you wanna hit this?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man, that's the shit too.
Got a lighter?
Yeah, man, let me get it.
Oh fuck!
Shit.
You cool?
Yeah, I think so, man.
You really touched it, Todd.
Yeah, for sure. Brian's tight, dude.
Yeah, he is. And now for our financial report, we're gonna go to our boy Nate. What up, dude?
Yeah, so like in financial news, Sean and I worked for my dad last weekend doing like landscaping and shit. We got paid like $200 each.
Oh, stoked.
Yeah, but like Sean was being a little bitch, so like I had to do all the work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
That's what Jack and I are gonna do for Knights of Degen updates.
All right, we gotta go because we're gonna go to the Indian casino and we gotta pick up Aaron's little bitch ass, of course.
Dude, shut up, man. Oh shit. Looks like we got some breaking news. Looks like Sarah's Beach House thing has made the transition from laid back barbecue to straight up chill sesh. Let's go to our field reporter Casey for what's going on out there. Casey, what up?
What up, guys? As you can see, Sarah's place turned out to be much more chill than we thought it would be. What started out as a couple of us just playing Beirut and grilling some good ass carne asada has turned into kind of more of like a legit low key kickback.
Every other joke is a carne asada.
Take you outside real quick. Some stuff's going down.
Watching all this shit is fun too, just because
yeah. Basically,
it's all just like people who are on SNL now and like doing all this other shit.
Fuck the dealer. It's going pretty good. And
Fuck
I
the
just
dealer.
heard that Ben got a sweet pickup with his medical marijuana card that he's going to put to good use in Cabral's new vaporizer.
Yeah, that sounds fucking sick.
Yeah, dude, for sure. Hey, Case, how's the lineup over there, man? Any chance I get my dick sucked?
There's actually a pretty good guy-to-girl ratio. So, yeah, probably. But, like, what's really cool is that while there are a bunch of familiar faces, there's also a shitload of people from Amy's work, and they're all looking, like, really cool, and it's fun to... What up? Yo, what up?
All right, let's check in with our weatherman Brett, who just got a fucking tight new system for his time zone.
Yo, this reminds me of like a Chad Goes Deep video. I don't know if you've watched you're familiar with their work, but
Weather's actually like really nice.
very similar vibe.
And in other news, Beamer's been acting like a major pimp lately. Taking to the fucking park today. It's like super well behaved.
Oh yeah, dude, that dog's fucking tight. So that's all the time we have for today. Join us tomorrow. We're going to be talking about the trip Adams Brothers are going to be making up to Mammoth. They got room for one more, plus an extra lift ticket. It's supposed to be a ton of fresh powder. So
Yeah, we'll also catch up with Brad, who just started lifting again. He looks like a fucking beast, dude.
Yo, did he say mint ticket?
Lift ticket.
All right, thanks for watching.
It's not like mint ticket.
Oh my god, so good. Yeah, go
so
down
good.
the good neighbor rabbit hole is a very fun YouTube rabbit hole to go down.
And one of those guys was the guy you were just talking about.
Kyle,
yeah, the guy with the long hair.
Yeah,
he was sitting at a cafe smoking a cigarette, really looking like he was contemplating life.
Really, I feel like they've kind of neutered him on SNL. Like my favorite sketches on SNL are any of the Good Neighbor sketches with him and Beck Bennett, and they just don't.
Did you see the?
Go ahead.
You see the one where he did Yoda? He was like the Yoda impersonation on the Weekend Update. That shit was, I mean, maybe one of the better moments of SNL in the last like 3 years. That and the Timothy Chalamet episode around Christmas time. The episode where they did like the Lexus like in the sale of Year to Remember event or whatever spoof commercial. That is like one of the funnier like commercial spoofs I've seen. That was like probably my top SNL moment of the last few years. So good.
Jack, everyone's saying you're too young for this, Jack.
What am I too young for? I don't understand.
Well, so these are from like 2011. You were like 6 years old.
All right.
You weren't watching this.
Let's do.
Andy's like 3 months older than me.
That was just a flavor. I'm gonna play what I think is their best OG sketch here. Toast. Let's do this one. We'll see if we can win Jack over.
I was laughing.
All right, here we go.
All right. Was it one night? Yes, absolutely. To my best friend. You guys mean so much to me. And I don't know what I'd be without you. Cool.
Great. Thanks, Gal.
The Triple Threat Trio, Rage Brigade.
The what?
The Triple threat trio, Rage Brigade.
Yeah, whatever, man. Let's do it.
Okay.
Cheers.
Yes. To Nick. You're a certifiably crazy, insane mofo.
Yeah.
Sometimes gets me a little pissed, but other times you can be so real.
Cool.
You respect me, and I respect that.
This is like me when I'm drunk.
You'd be there for me in a second.
Yeah, let's do it.
That's right. You're my baby Bubba.
All right. Cheers.
To Ben. Wow. The gentle giant. Freaking grade A pimp right here.
Thank you.
You're a true artist, on the canvas and off.
That's very sweet.
You challenge me and inspire me to be a better person. You rule.
Great.
Thank you,
True
Kyle.
player for real.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes. So let's have a freaking fun ass Saturday.
Yes, here we go.
Talk to some girls.
Yeah.
All right.
Or talk to some guys we just met about stuff we like.
Kyle.
MP3s, magazines. It doesn't matter.
Kyle,
if we like them enough, we're gonna invite them over.
Yeah,
as
sure.
long as we have fun.
Yeah, we'll have fun. We'll do whatever we want. Great.
Come on.
Cheers.
Cheers.
And I know I'm not the most cleanliest roommate in the whole world.
Yeah, we know.
I know we might fight sometimes over what we record on the DVR. Nick.
Hey, Kyle, we have to go, man. It's almost 1 o'clock.
Yeah, Kyle, you said enough.
Just finish these and leave.
Yeah, you done? Can we move on? Great.
Cheers.
Whoa, bing bong, high, low, high, hello, anchor drop. Okay. Lemon,
Lime.
Cherry pie. Shh. She's sleeping.
Who's sleeping?
She's very, very tired.
Oh. I spin, you spin.
I spin, you spin.
I spin, we spin, spotlight. Dun, 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 dun. All right, everybody on the ground. This is a robbery. Put your wallets in the bag. Don't look at me, bitch.
I can take him. Don't try to be a hero, man.
I know I can take him.
Hey.
Hey, bang, ow, bang, ow. Whoa.
Hula hoop.
Ice cream scoop.
Little poop, I'm sorry.
Oh.
Taxi.
Yeah, taxi.
Oh, I'm the taxi man.
Spotlight.
You have to get out of here. My husband will be here in any minute.
I don't care. I love you.
That's him right now. Here. Honey, you're home early.
I heard voices.
Must have been the TV on upstairs.
Where is he?
Don't you dare hurt her.
Four, bang,
Ow, bang.
ow.
Whoa. I'm lonely.
Ex-girlfriend.
I wonder how she's doing.
Ooh la la, ooh la la. Status report.
I've been traveling a lot. I got a new job. I've been seeing your friend Kevin.
What? Is it serious?
Yes.
Ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka, ooga chaka. Wow, he's ready.
Release him.
Let's bring out the beast.
Here comes the beast.
Here comes the beast. Here comes the beast. Feeling fine, wine and dine. California love.
Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-ba-ba.
Ba-la-da-da-da-da.
Coast is clear.
Have no fear.
Now we drink the beer.
Okay, I'm not paying for the kettle. So I'm this one. All right, let's go.
Brush my teeth.
Oh God.
Oh my goodness.
Yo, that's
in the chat,
amazing.
Enjoying the
Yeah.
Easter egg of Milana Weintraub, the AT&T girl, in that sketch as well.
That's I have
So-
seen that before, I think.
Yeah, their old stuff. It sounds like a lot of people are going to be
What
getting
what's
high
what was their
watching that
bit?
stuff.
What was their bit or their crew called?
Good Neighbor.
Good
And
Neighbor.
they also, Beck Bennett has done a lot of commercial stuff. And then it was actually like a weird thing where they hired the entire Good Neighbor crew for SNL except the one guy, like the other guy in the non Beck Bennett Kyle Mooney guy in that sketch. So it was like a little weird. But yeah, their old stuff is just so good.
Yeah, and then Kyle also has his own YouTube channel that's really good.
Yeah.
He has a skit on there called Sports. That's like one of my favorite skits,
Mhm.
where he's in like this really weird like sports Leatherman jacket, just like saying nonsense words about being a sports fan. And it's one of those things when you watch it and you're like, this is kind of how we sound sometimes when we talk about sports. I really enjoy that one.
That actually reminds me of, that was Norm Macdonald's show too. Because Kyle was his correspondent for that show, which also rest in peace to Norm Macdonald. Passed away today, way too young. I believe 61 years old. One of my favorite comics. Absolutely brutal to lose Norm Macdonald.
Yeah, that was really sad.
Let's see here. I want to pull up one from.
I will say I had never heard of Norm Macdonald. If that shows my age.
Today,
yeah.
Really?
No, I mean I heard that he passed away today, and I saw a lot of people were upset, but I had never heard of him at all, which I thought was crazy because he seems very much in pop culture.
Yeah, he was. Most people know him from Weekend Update when he hosted that, and if you know him from SNL. But yeah, just a very accomplished stand-up comic. He also has some like very iconic roasts at the Comedy Central roast. He was just an incredible guest anytime he was on Conan. He was a regular as a guest.
What's like the one Norm clip I would watch to give full encompassing experience?
Yeah, he was extremely talented and just really gave zero fucks about what anyone thought. He never cared about whether people understood a joke or whatever. Like he would just plow forward with it. Really fearless performer. Let's see here. I want to find something from.
What's so funny about the young woman who is now the face of the AT&T commercials, that little Easter egg in that video. The watering hole that used to be close to my old office, there was this bartender, and she was a twin, and her twin worked at the bar literally a block down the street. And all of a sudden, I think it was like Super Bowl like 3 years ago or something. We're watching a commercial, and I want to say it was for like TurboTax or something, the equivalent of that. And all of a sudden, this face pops up of this like young woman. I'm like, wait a second, like I know that person. I was like, holy shit, that's our bartender at the bar was called Kiyobaka at the time. And then went in the next like a week, 2 weeks later, and saw her. I was like, were you in that Super Bowl commercial? She goes, oh no, that was my twin sister, and she's working here like tomorrow night. And so we were back like the next night at the same bar, saw her. I'm like, were you in that Super Bowl commercial? She's like, yes. And I was like, that is insane. And it's just like one of those things that's so funny when you how these people just can like hit it off on one commercial, and they're now the face of this this brand organization. But
yeah,
pretty cool.
Have you heard the moth joke one, Jack?
No.
All right. If we're doing clips tonight, we got to watch a Norm Macdonald clip.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm sitting with Norm Macdonald, and now not all your material comes from the news. Is that right?
No, some of my material my strongest material comes from real life.
Real life?
Like, for instance, today I was driving in a car.
Mm-hmm.
You were kind enough to bring a car to bring this old chunk of coal here to the studio.
We send cars for our guests. Yes.
Yeah, so I got in it, and I get material that way. So my driver,
What do you mean? How do you get material that way? You get in the car, and what happens?
My driver tells me a joke.
The driver we sent to pick you up told you a joke.
Yeah.
And you're going to tell it now on the show.
Yeah, that's how I get a lot of my material.
Okay. Why don't we just have him on next time?
That guy. That guy. No, wait till you hear me do it. So the guy, he goes, I say, I'll be the guy.
Okay.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office.
A moth goes into a podiatrist's office. Right?
You are correct. A moth goes into a podiatrist's office, and the podiatrist's office says, what's the problem? And the moth says, what's the problem? Where do I begin, man? He goes, I go to work for Gregory Olinovich, And all day long I work. Honestly, Doc, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. I don't even know if Gregory Olinovich knows. He only knows that he has power over me, and that seems to bring him happiness. But I don't know. I wake up in a malaise, and I walk here and there. The podiatrist says, "Oh, yeah?" And the moth goes, "Yes." And he goes, at night, I sometimes wake up and I turn to some old lady in my bed that's on my arm. A lady that I once loved, Doc. I don't know where to turn to. My youngest, Alexandria. She fell in the cold of last year. The cold took her down, as it did many of us. And my other boy, and this is the hardest pill to swallow, Doc. My other boy, Gregaro Ivanilidovich. I no longer love him. As much as it pains me to say, when I look in his eyes, all I see is the same cowardice that I catch when I take a glimpse of my own face in the mirror. If only the cowardice was stronger, then perhaps I could bring myself to reach over to that cocked and loaded gun that lays on the bedside behind me. And end this hellish facade once and for all.
How long a drive was this? Do you live in the valley? Where do you live? Please, sorry.
Oh, Pete laughs at the Cali joke. That's good.
Sometimes I feel like a spider, even though I'm a moth, just barely hanging on to my web with an everlasting fire underneath me. I'm not feeling good. And so the doctor says, "Moth, man, you're troubled. But you should be seeing a psychiatrist. Why on earth did you come here?" And then the moth said, "Because the light was on."
My congratulations to anyone who stuck it through to the end.
That was probably not a beginner level Norm joke, but
but that's his style. It's like,
yeah,
got it. Okay,
it's
all right. I'll go in the deep dive. I'm trying to think of our generation's YouTube stars. We had the shoes. Do you guys?
Chad goes deep.
Do you guys know shoes? Let's get some shoes. Andy, you have to know that. Come on. No? Oh my god. All right, I'll pull up clips and bring you guys into my gen for next Tuesday.
Hey, speaking of pulling up clips, we gonna rip a pack?
Sure. Let's rip a pack. That is, we need something to exit us out of here. Otherwise, I'm just gonna drink and watch Norm Macdonald clips all night. I'll probably
Billy knows shoes.
I should probably go hang with my fiance.
Everyone knows
shoes.
Everyone.
You said it, Clay. Yo, what up? It's DJ Pete Overzat. Welcome to the club. We didn't think things were gonna get popping tonight, but it's about to get lit. Behind door number 2, it's a 3-pointer. 13-25, Kevin Durant. We're gonna get a LaMelo. We're gonna get a Luka. We're gonna get a LeBron. Victory reveal. Let's go. God damn it! I don't need another layup. To the window. To the wall. The De'Aaron Fox stripped down my ball. 293 assists. 293. Everybody get their drinks. Let's get a cheers tonight before we open up these nice packs.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers, guys. Cheers. Maybe we
Cheers,
need
boys.
to have a random YouTube night. John trying to tell me play Marcel the Shell as if I am not one of the world's biggest Jet Slate fans.
Marcel the Shell's a classic.
I literally have the book on my shelf over here.
I've got shoes.
Yo, shout out to one of my really close.
Who?
Shout out to my really close friend Hunter Toro from college. He could do the best Marcellus Shell impression. That shit was hilarious.
I've got 2 minutes
So
and
good.
53. Yep, Billy knows it. Muffins and shoes. You don't know this, Andy?
No.
Oh my god. Okay.
Sounds like a Snapchat thing, Jack.
Billy knows
All right.
it.
We doing this?
Yeah,
All right,
go ahead.
Is this a walk-off pack? Or did you guys
I think it's a
have
walk-off pack. Or do you guys know
I can open a WNBA moment, but probably.
All right, it's a
pass.
walk-off pack. Unless you want to do the WNBA. It's not a diss on
No,
WNBA. It's
no,
just
not.
moment.
It's just one moment. Yeah,
One
that's what
moment.
I'm saying. Yeah.
All right, here we go. Thank you guys for watching tonight. Had a lot of fun. We're here every Tuesday. Shout out Underdog Fantasy.
Go ahead, Clay.
NBA legend Ben McLemore.
Where'd he go to school? Who knows?
Hey, THC assist though. It
Who
is
knows?
legendary.
Can any of the three of you say where Ben McLemore went to college?
No, I don't really watch college basketball.
The only Macklemore I know lives in Seattle.
I know he played in
Rock
Houston
Jock.
last year, but
Jay Hawk went to Kansas.
cool cereal. 7272.
That's a cool play.
Yeah, it is
Cool.
kind
I
of
like
fun.
that one. I'm a Will Barton.
It's a
fan, so
weird
I
play.
appreciate this one. It's a
All right,
weird one, but I
chat.
like it.
Where did Will Barton go to college?
I should say on his top cut moment.
What, Marquette? I don't think it was Marquette. I actually don't know where he went. I think Josh Richardson went to. Did he go to Florida? No. I think he was SEC too.
That was alright.
All right, one final moment.
Here we go.
Guys, next Tuesday, we're here every night at 9 p.m. Come hop in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, Club Topshot, Club NFT. We rolling. Happy engagement to our main play. Lock it down. Gario.